That seems to be working. Welcome to the 10th episode of Board Game Cult. We are today playing Fiasco Camp Death, which is like a mid-80s summer Camp Jamboree Deathporium. We don't have a game master tonight, but Glimo is going to run everything for us because I didn't bother to learn the rules.
Okay then.
Look, hey, listen, it was your idea to play Fiasco, therefore you must bear the weight of your own burdens.
Was my idea to play Fiasco.
I know. It's, you know what they say.
I appreciate you all indulging me.
The buck stops with someone else. That's always been my policy.
I'm not sure how much of my green screen is showing up on your stream.
It's
but
enough.
yeah.
It's enough. They can see that. They can see that you have an Fiasco.
Excellent.
You in this green screen. You're joined at the hip now. Okay.
It's new. I have to keep playing with it.
Listen, I dropped by your Call of Cthulhu on Sunday, and
I did see that you were.
I'd been there for a while, but then I looked over and I saw that there was something that said 8,000 pounds sterling, and I was like, 8,000 pounds sterling, incredible! What's a financial loss?
Well, you know, in 1925, that would be 40,000 US dollars, which, you know, is not an insignificant amount of money today, but in 1925 dollars, that's a lot.
I just think it's weird to evaluate things by their weight in sterling. I don't know, man. Like, nobody goes around saying like, boy, you know, that burger I ate was worth 1/4 of an ounce of gold.
You know, back in the 20s, we were still on the gold dollar system.
Oh boy, please.
Just saying, you know.
Look, now we're on the system where money is meaningless and it's imaginary. It's been completely decoupled to the value of anything. As long as we believe in it, it will continue to exist, and when we stop believing it, it will disappear immediately.
And we'll all die. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the people who have stuff will be fine. This is a high-level economics discussion. Pondo disappeared, so we're going to go ahead and do introductions with someone who's not Pondo. Cotton, you are not Pondo.
As far as I know, I am not.
Yes. What you got going on?
I've been playing Armello lately.
Yeah, I saw you playing that. I've heard about Armello. I don't know anything about it.
I think you would like it.
I saw the trailer for it, and it's got like some sort of quick rabbit fighter woman, and I was like, oh, now I understand why Cotton's playing it, because... And then I was looking at the bear race, and the bears are just like, ooh, look at me. I'm freaking huge, and I got this really cool cape, but my sword is still a regular size sword, so it looks really small.
The bears are druids.
Oh boy.
Or shamans, because there's two. And one of them is like, I guess they call her a priestess, but she's basically a druid. And then the guy is just like one of the druids that hits people with a Shalila stick.
Excellent. That's what I'm here for. That's that kind of top tier content I'm looking for. Bears and melee weapons.
It's a pretty fun game. It's like one of those hex games where you compete against your friends and you draw cards and stuff. I think you would like it a lot.
Okay.
Basically, you're all competing to be the new king.
I will wait for it to go on sale and pick up the bundle.
I think Pondo actually got it for me when it was on sale, but I've had it for a while. I just haven't gotten around to playing it until recently.
It was actually part of a Honda bundle.
Jesus, that hurts right there. Look, I have not played Final Fantasy VII R for like 3.5 weeks. I thought I was going to get to it this weekend, and then I got really busy.
Let me tell you about Kingdom Hearts 3 that I have not played in almost a year. Actually, probably been over a year now.
Oh. Oh my god. You were like, all right, let me tell you about Kingdom Hearts 3, and I was like, please don't. I don't understand. Who is Aqua? I don't remember Aqua in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And you were like, well, first you'd have to have played the mobile game and also the one that was on your phone, but
Well, no,
and the
it was-
one for Game Gear. You have to go all the way back to the 32-bit Sega in order to understand the origin of Xenoheart.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think his name is Xehanort. Xehanort?
Xehanort.
Norted?
Xehanort.
Oh my god. Look, the thing is, I really wanted to finish out the Kingdom Hearts trilogy, but when I realized that Kingdom Hearts 3 would involve all of the other games, and you would have to have played them in order for it to make sense, I was like, I've lost all willpower.
You can skip Chain of Memories and Recoded easily.
I don't know what that means.
Those are games. And well, you know what?
Yeah, let's just not talk about Kingdom Hearts.
Skip that discussion because they'll be here a while.
Cotton, you got anything else?
I hit my coworker's car when I was backing out of work today.
Oh my god, Cotton! Did you do the insurance thing correctly?
I didn't have to. There wasn't any marks in either of our cars.
Oh.
Because I was going very slowly. I told her.
I really feel like I need to delete this video right now.
I told her. I talked to her.
Your insurance company does.
Just cut it up before you
God.
publish it, AP. Just cut it up
Yeah.
before you publish it.
Everything you just said is insurance fraud. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I know that nothing visible looks like it happened.
I'd say Pondo would edit
No,
it
I was
for
going
you, but I feel like there's some accessory
super
in there,
slow.
so I will happily edit it for you.
I'm
I
just,
was like, so she was like blocking me,
oh my god.
and there was another car blocking me this way. So I was doing the like parallel park thing very slowly,
Yeah.
and I bumped into it.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm hearing is that you should not be parallel parking.
I didn't want to. Someone parallel parked behind me.
Listen, I'll tell you what. I hate parallel parking so much, I will go like a half a mile to a mile out of my way to find a fucking parking garage and pay a lot more money just to have a pull-in spot. Parallel parking is a fucking nightmare. People will hit your car all the time.
I didn't want to deal with it. Someone
my
parked behind me and pushed me in that situation.
My first apartment,
That's the one that got hit.
we didn't have off-street parking, and we were on a circle. So not only did I have to parallel park, I had to parallel park on not straight sidewalk. I got really good at it really fast.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds like a pain in the ass.
I mean, it doesn't matter how
really
good
was.
you are
time to
at it.
move.
That's the thing. It's about how good other people are at it.
Yeah, well,
the answer to
I
that
also
is
had
that
to
they
beat a car
aren't.
at that point, so you know.
Whose cat is that? Because that sounds like a moray, and I'm wondering if she escaped.
Mine.
All right, just making sure it's not escape moray. See if I can.
I'm hoping she doesn't figure out we're in here.
Given how loud your voice is, no matter how loud it is, the cat 100% knows you're in there. There's a 0% chance that the cat has not heard you.
Sometimes she can't figure out we're behind the curtains.
I can't.
And apparently may murder you later.
She figured
You're
it out.
blaming
She
the
had
cat for the
curtains.
murder?
Cat's got as good a chance of anyone else's killing
mean,
us tonight.
Listen, in my household, my cat actually does have a high chance to be the one who's the murderer of me. So, I'm just saying, when you investigate a moray, stick her in a litter box, put a big shining bright light on her, and just be like, did you do it? Did you do it? Pondo, how about you? How you doing this week? How's it going?
I'm doing all right. Stabbed myself over the weekend.
Oh, what the hell is wrong with the two of you?
You're actually right
stabbed
from when I
yourself? Like, what
Yeah,
are we
I was-
talking about here? All right.
I gently stabbed myself with a X-Acto knife.
Oh,
You're there.
come on. Are you saying you pricked yourself?
It was more than a prick.
Do we measure the depth in millimeters or centimeters?
AP has actually seen bone when being stabbed, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yes? Yeah.
Yeah. You'd know how deep the stab is if it was a significant stab, Pondo.
Yeah.
Trust me.
My guess, I'm actually trying to remember
God.
which is the bigger of the two. I think millimeters is the smaller amount.
Millimeter.
Yes,
the
milli is
yes.
smaller than centi.
Yes.
I need to refamiliarize myself with the
Metric system.
Yeah.
All right.
You
It
made
doesn't help
AP
that
die a
my-
little inside.
No, I'll tell you what made me die a little inside this week. I was reading this month's IEEE magazine today, and the premier front article was not an article. It was an advertisement written by the CEO of the company hyping up his own cargo drone delivery system. And it was a sub advertisement where he was like, here are the parts and subcontractors we use in order to make our machine. And he was like, so we buy this from this company. And I was like, what the fuck, IEEE?
This is why I haven't gotten Spectrum in years.
All right, Pondo, sorry, I went off on a rant about. I'm so pissed about this. Normally, normally the main article is like, well, I'm an engineer and I went to the Middle East in order to do nuclear energy and ended up saving a village full of children and orphans by converting wastewater into potable drinking water. And I was like, oh wow, look at the science on this one. Or someone's like, we're working on a long-term solution to make transferable DC energy through lines. And I was like,
that is plastic cement.
oh boy, Pondo, did you just spill plastic cement?
Apparently.
Okay.
I started smelling like acetone. I'm like, what the hell is that?
That's really strong.
So we've got our own fiasco over at
Yeah.
Pondo's place.
It'll probably be fine.
You want to take a minute to go clean that up? We'll jump back into your intro that I've interrupted
and open a window, maybe?
multiple times now so we can do Gleemo.
No, it's all right. You can go ahead and go to Gleemo. I didn't really have much else.
Okay, Gleemo, what do you got?
Hey, I'm Gleemo. You can find me at twitch.tv/Gleemo. I play Call of Cthulhu. We are in the final arc of our almost 2 years running Massive Nyarlathotep campaign. So that should hopefully be finishing up by the end of the year. I'll have videos up on my YouTube with summaries in case you just want to skip to the end and not go through all of our episodes from the beginning. Other than that, just really excited to be playing Fiasco, as you might see from behind me. Super excited that I'm going to be playing some Cyberpunk with AP really, really soon now. And
we'll see. Listen, man, we got to get through a week of New Game Plus finale. Then we got to do the pre-gen battle.
I was just gonna say I'm also really excited that I get to give the epilogue for my namesake. That you had forgotten that you knew
Look,
me.
man, like
him.
I was sitting down and I was like, I need to make this kind of like bumbling wizard character. He's really friendly. He does some stuff. What would I call him?
Not
like
the friendly part.
happy, like something clownish. And then I was like, Gleemo. Gleemo sounds good actually. Gleemo. And then later I saw you in chat and I was like, why is that name so familiar to me? I must have seen it at some point and been like, gonna store that one away.
Pokemon after me, 6 months before you started New Game Plus.
Yeah, look, man, I gotta tell you something. Me and naming does not work that well. It takes me forever to learn people's names.
Oh, I hear it. And like for the longest time, I just lurked in your channel. Like the first time that like we actually talked was like when you first got Pokemon for the Switch.
For a while, he called me Cottonfields.
Oh my god, please don't remind me. I'm telling you, me and names is not so good.
All good, man. All good.
I'll tell you what, though. When it comes to names, I don't think there's ever going to be a better name than Prendar Creed. That's right, Prondo. Prendar Creed.
You randomly generated that one. What are you talking about?
I mean, it's got a good mouthfeel, though, doesn't it?
It does.
It does. Like when you read the word Prendar, you're like, oh, that's not going to sound very good. But then you say it out loud, and you're like, oh, Prendar Creed.
And Creed's just a solid last name.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a very Western, like, gunslinger justice connotation to it.
You know, and also Apollo Creed.
Yeah, I don't. No thanks.
Not a Rocky fan?
I mean, the thing is, it's the same movie over and over again to the point that they were like, all right, this is Rocky 5 or 6. We're just going to actually remake the movie. At one point, they were like, all right, so there's this young boxer who thinks he's good enough to take Rocky, but we did a virtual boxing match between young Rocky and this kid, and Rocky whooped his ass. And I'm like, what the fuck is this movie about? Like, is this really some Twitter beef over NBA 2K? Come on, kid. Rocky's got to be in like his 70s. He's not going to take a 30-year-old boxer in his prime. I don't know how that movie ends. Are you cricketing me right now?
No.
I'm pretty sure I heard crickets.
No, I mean, if I was doing crickets, it would sound like this.
I was printing a label.
But if I was doing crickets, it would sound like this.
That was my bad.
You have the same exact sound clip that I do. It's very quiet, but I can still hear it.
That's it. I'm gonna get one of those DSLR, XLR. I'm just gonna redo my whole setup, get like $2,000 worth of equipment, and sound nearly the same. And look worse. Get a ring light so you can see the reflection in my tiny beady eyes.
It's all about COVID-19 that I've been able to, justify the green screen, the XLR, because I also use it for the day job.
You should listen. I don't know if you've seen the Zoom background where a guy recorded himself putting tea on a table. And so what would happen is he would run that as a Zoom background. So while he's sitting there, he himself would walk into the room and put a glass of tea down. Then he would immediately pick it up and start sipping it while he walks out. Oh man, it's Googleable and it's incredible.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, I want to do something like that.
I need to do that. I need to come up with something like that. Yes,
just like me handing myself my phone or like a DM's guide, and then once the video me has handed it, I can be like, oh look.
Forget freaking out my clients and coworkers. I'm doing this for the next Call of Cthulhu.
You can just have yourself wandering around in the background. You can be like, sorry guys, I feel like I'm split, like I'm in two places at once. Then like turn around and point at yourself at the same time. Yeah. All right, let's get on. Well, it looks like they're still busy cleaning things up.
I'm fine.
You sure?
She, on the other hand, is... Yeah.
I started to reorganize everything when I was waiting. I'm sorry. That's what happens if I start spacing off.
All right. Are we ready to get started having a fiasco?
Okay.
Okay, Glimo, you're our facilitator. Facilitate. Tell us what we're doing.
Okay. So Fiasco is a GM-less role-playing game, and it exists at the intersection of greed, fear, and lust. It is largely an improv-based game. There's a little bit of dice, but only to set the scene and add some consequences throughout. But for the most part, it's all in theater of the mind. So Fiasco is played in 2 acts. Each one of us get to set 2 scenes per act. So since we have 4 players, there will be 8 scenes per act, 16 scenes total. After the end of the first act, there is the tilt, where things get all even more fucked up. We introduce more mayhem into the scene through randomness, and then we finish things off. And at the end, we get an epilogue. Because we are playing Camp Death, there are some special rules. So if you've played Fiasco before, you typically know that you just play with black and white dice. And if you're looking at AP's board here, you'll see some red dice on here. The special rules are that there are stunt dice. Before starting, remove 2 white dice and 2 black dice from the dice pool and replace them with 4 red stunt dice. Roll them all to kick off the game as normal. Whenever a stunt die is picked to resolve a scene, someone dies.
Wow.
Usually this will be an NPC, but don't be afraid to kill a PC in this way.
I was gonna say there's only 4 red dice, so there's 4 of us.
Yeah, we could kill all of us, but typically, to make the game a little bit more interesting, you would kill an NPC. But, feel free to,
Listen, I'm just gonna call it now.
Team calls for it.
There were really 2 killers the whole time.
There we go. Don't just kill the character, do the deed off camera to leave a bit of uncertainty.
Ooh.
You never know when someone might make an unexpected reappearance.
Okay, so also like that movie. All right.
Yep. Whichever player picks the stunt die to resolve the scene gets to decide whether that die is white or black for that scene. During the aftermath, don't roll any of the stunt dice. They won't affect your final outcome. However, they may help determine just who is killing people at Camp Clearwater. The one other thing that we should probably agree on before we start is how we're going to figure out who the killer is. There are 3 options. Option 1 is, I always knew there was something wrong with that one. Just play the game as usual. The stunt dice will assure that people are dying, but let the fiction organically determine the identity of the killer. The identity of the killer will probably become obvious as the game winds down. In this case, it's going to be one of the 4 of us. Option 2 is everyone is a suspect. During play, any player who receives a stunt die may no longer appear on camera in any scene with the killer. During the aftermath, each player with a stunt die should roll them separately. Whoever has the highest total is the killer. If anyone ties, then they were both killers and working together.
Okay.
Just as AP foretold.
I've seen this movie.
But, you say, what if the PC was in a scene with the killer before he or she received a stunt die? Then apparently this slasher movie had a low budget and the mistake wasn't caught until after the film was cut. It wouldn't be a B- rate horror flick without plot holes. Or option 3, oh my god, it's Old Man Withers. Immediately before rolling the aftermath, roll all the stunt dice. Use these dice to identify and create 2 new relationships, connecting 2 of the characters to a newly revealed NPC, who is the killer. Everyone should pitch ideas for the relationships and the identity, but the players who ended up with the stunt dice get a final say on assigning their dice to the relationships. As in the setup, the final stunt die is wild and can be any number. If the players did not end up with stunt dice, they get a final say on which PCs those relationships connect with. Once the identity of the killer has been defined, then we roll the aftermath.
Okay, so option 1 was anybody can claim the spot of the killer during the second act?
After the second act. I
Okay.
mean, it will pretty much become obvious throughout the, we will...
I think
we'll
that,
figure it out
to me, is
throughout.
the most interesting, rather than just to at the last minute be like, it was secretly someone who wasn't with us the whole time.
Yeah, I think the Old Man Withers one only really works in Scooby-Doo movies. I would go for either 1 or 2. You know, two is a bit more random. You know, I think 1 goes a lot more organically into us figuring out which one of us is more, which one of our characters is more murderous.
Okay. Condo, but oh boy. Normie.
First one is my vote.
New couple names for them.
Look, the couple name is Smolten. That is secure, and I'm breaking Rad down on it. All right, Rad is most of the way there towards accepting it.
My vote's for first one.
Done.
I'm fine with whatever.
All right, sounds like 1 has the most votes.
Perfect. So we will just organically all either die or beat or kill or whatever with the stunt dice and improv figure it out as we go. So to kick off the fiasco, first thing we do is character creation. We're gonna roll all these dice in the center here.
You want to do that, Cotton?
Roll all the dice in the center.
Yep.
Yes.
Sure.
And then flip the table. No, wait,
All
don't
the
do
red
that.
ones and the black ones and the white ones.
Yes, all of them together.
Okay, I can't get them all in the square. Hang on. Okay.
Oh,
There you go.
awesome. Okay, so I think the easiest thing to do, I'm just gonna grab them and put all the numbers together. It doesn't matter whether they're the color of the dice. Just gonna put them in order here because that makes it easier to see when you're going down the tables to form the relationships.
Wow, no 3s. Incredible.
What's 3?
No 3.
I mean, it doesn't matter what 3 is, apparently.
Okay, so
That's 5. There's a lot of 5.
So to kick this off, the first thing we have to do is define a relationship between each one of our characters. And now I have to go and actually look up in the book because I cannot remember how it is you figure out who gets to start. Start with the player who grew up in the smallest town.
That's not going to be me.
I feel like it might be me.
There were 7,000 people in my hometown.
Ooh, I don't know. I think that you might win. Mine is technically a small city.
I grew up in a town called Plainville, and the name said it all.
You might win this one. I did spend some of my childhood in a village, but mostly in this small city.
Yeah, there were definitely more 1,000 people in my town when I grew up in the 70s.
Yes, you win.
Pondo?
You grew up in a city. You win.
I was raised for 3 years of my life in a town that is called Spencer, West Virginia, that had a population of 2,000 people. But I will have to say that I was more so raised in South Charleston, where it's a population of 12,000 people.
You know, I mean, I'll give it to you on the technicality if you want to start.
I don't want.
Okay. All right. So here's how the first thing we all have to do is define a relationship with each other. There is a pack over here that has all of the tables for defining these things. So the first thing that you do is define. So each one of the relationships things, there is a major section, and there's 6 of them. for the D6s. So you can be friends, family, work, romance, secret, or local relationship. The local relationships will force one of us to be a camp counselor. So we definitely don't all want to be camp counselors because
Why
that would
not?
get really boring, I would assume. So
listen, is that might be a horror movie premise that has not been done, that the counselors are the ones being hunted, not the kids.
Well, we can't all technically we can't all be camp counselors because you have to define a sub relationship, and all of these sub relationships for local are something other than a counselor. So,
all right, I'll buy that.
In theory, there could only.
I mean,
be
you could be a camp counselor and be a crazy drunk for sure. You could also be a camp counselor and a fisherman.
I suppose you could. So the first thing you do is define the major relationship between you and someone who is adjacent to you, and then you will subdefine the relationship further down.
So I'm adjacent to Cotton and Glimo then, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And Pondo is adjacent to myself and Cotton. Cotton is adjacent to Pondo and AP. The other things that we also will have to define at some point will be at least one need, at least one object, and at least one location. And then we can either decide to further subdefine the needs, objects, and locations, or we can put another need into the game, depending on how we're all feeling. But at the very least, you have to define and subdefine a relationship between all of our characters, because that helps us figure out who we're going to be.
Between everybody, or just between our adjacent people?
Adjacent people.
Okay.
Yes, everybody has a relationship with their two adjacent players.
Wow. All right. So because we don't have any threes, nobody can be a pothead. That's rough.
Well, the other actually someone could be, because the last thing that you define can be wild. It can be anything, and you can define it for a relationship, a need, an object, or a location. So the last die that you define can be wild. So I am going to define we've got a shitload of fives here, so I'm going to take one of these fives and put it on the relationship between me and AP. So AP and I are going to have a secret relationship.
Ooh. So now we have to further define that by putting another die on there?
Yes.
Oh,
So
okay.
we'll go around the board. Which way do you guys usually do? Clockwise or counterclockwise?
I would do clockwise, so we do Pondo next.
Okay, so Pondo, you can define a relationship.
Well, now hold on. I've had this conversation with Pondo before. Maybe if we go clockwise, I'm next. No, please go, Pondo.
I was going to say I'm looking at myself as Cardinal South, because that's the way the board came up.
I mean, for me,
if you want to say the dice bags are north,
I mean, it doesn't matter because it's always going to be like this, right? It's going to go to your left.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. That does not clockwise work. It doesn't matter which direction you define as north. It's all clockwise is always going to be the same direction.
There we go. So the clock would move next to Mr. Pondo.
So it's the red die we have to pick.
You can pick any die. Any die?
Any die.
But by picking the die, you lock something in: a relationship with somebody, a location, an object, or a need.
So the way I usually play it is that we define the relationships.
I mean, that sounds wise because you don't want to run out of relationships.
Definition of the relationships first. We can wait on the sub definitions, but that helps us figure out who our characters are going to be.
Sure.
Now,
Pondo.
I think I want to have a local relationship with Gleemo.
Ooh, how local?
So that's going to make one of us being a camp counselor.
Who's going to be?
Look, here's the thing. It could turn out in the end that this camp counselor is actually just a really gifted genius kid whose specific talent is camp counseling. Like a 16-year-old camp counseling buff.
Okay.
God's next, but we've lost her.
Yeah. She's
so
on
in the
phone right
meantime, let's talk about which of our Screams is the favorite Scream movie.
Oh.
Which is the favorite Scream movie?
We were talking about which Scream is our favorite Scream.
No.
No. First one.
Okay.
I say this because I have not seen Scream 2 fully.
Okay.
And I keep hearing that Scream 3 is one that you can just skip.
I mean, technically all movies are ones you skip with the exception of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You have to watch all of them except Incredible Hulk, which doesn't count. And Thor 2. And maybe Iron Man 3.
Cotton, it is time for you to define a relationship either between you and Pondo or you and AP.
What has everybody else done?
AP and I have a secret relationship, and Pondo and I have a local relationship, which means that one of us is going to be a camp counselor.
Let me pull up the little book again.
There's a chance that you could be a camp counselor. There's still 2 6s on the board. Or do we have to use the white dice for those?
We can use any color dice for anything.
The color does not matter at this point in time.
Which ones are used and which ones are not?
All of them. All of them are used.
The ones that are used are next to the note cards. So all the ones that are
Okay, so everything up here is still good to use.
Wow, that was so loud.
Got a phone call.
Yep. So meanwhile, if Scream is your favorite Scream movie, who's your favorite killer in the movie Scream?
Sorry.
Oh, all right. We don't have to answer that now.
No, I might get random calls because we have a bunch of tornado warnings that keep popping off from the towns around us, but right now they're all past us.
Stay safe.
If it's past us, we're safe.
So, what are we gonna do here?
I don't know if it would be cheating to just take a 4 and say it's romance.
With Pondo?
Yeah.
Okay. That could go, listen.
You just roll your eyes.
Yeah, that's because he's read the list, and that could go very badly for the two of you.
Oh.
And also, it is the easy option to pick. I just want to point out, can you name a horror movie where any one of the couples in it survive? Please do.
People of the couples, yes. The couples,
yes.
After, no.
Like one or one member of the couple may survive. Their relationship will not.
Great example, Scream.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen Scream.
Well, you're about to. Turns out Gleemo and Pondo were the killers all along. So is that what you're picking? You're taking 4 dice to put on the
Now I
relationship?
feel bad about taking a 4 dice,
Nope,
but I already said
it's
I
too
was
late.
gonna do
You're
it.
committed to it.
You can do whatever you want.
I am taking a 2 dice to define my relationship with Cotton as being family members. Checkmate, Gleemo. What are you gonna do now? You get to define our secret
Well, or I get to define
of relationship with Pondo. That's true.
my relationship with Pondo.
This didn't work out the way I wanted it to.
But you know what? I think I'm going to... AP, I was thinking of defining our secret relationship to be not who they appear to be.
So is
How do you
that
feel
both of
about
us or one of us?
It could be taken either way.
Oh, okay. All right. Very well. If you want to add an air of mystery to our mystery air.
Are you up for that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have secret, not who they appear to be. And also, you should be writing this down on the note card so that we...
Yep, I got it over here.
Perfect.
Done. All right. That makes it your turn, Pondo. You got all kinds of options. You can define the romance relationship that you have with Cotton. You can define the local relationship you have with Gleemo. You're a definer of relationships.
Also, if you want to kick it down the road a little while, you could also define a need, an object, or a location.
Ah, of course.
You could get spicy.
I am, because did you, Clema, which relation you described it with me?
No,
You
man.
just described the relationship with AP.
I define my relationship with AP that we are
Okay.
not who we appear to be.
Well,
No. They doesn't have to be plural. One of us could not be who we appear to be,
Exactly.
and the other
now
might know.
Who
knows?
So
the
we
great
have a
part
local
is making Cotton pick
one of us is a
defining the relationship.
No.
So
You're going to define with
actually-
Gleemo?
I'm gonna define a relationship with Gleemo. And
Why don't you put a label on our relationship?
Look, all you need to
because
do
the
is
choices are much more funny when you have to pick.
yeah,
But
Cotton. Well,
Why
look,
won't you define our relationship?
Wow.
what's great is there's no 3 die on there, so you can't pick happily engaged.
Yes.
Boom! I want you to pick number 1 for obnoxious public displays of affection. That is one of the 2 of you. I will personally kill in game just to get rid of the normies. Cotton, I know he's trying to make you pick that relationship, but you can also pick our family relationship on your turn. Unfortunately, because we don't have any 3s, we can't be step siblings, but that's fine.
I'm going to define our relationship by having the passing motorist and a hitchhiking camper.
Ooh.
Do you want to be the motorist or the camper?
You want to be the passing motorist.
You're going to be the motorist. So I am a hitchhiking camper.
So neither of you are from around here. Okay. All right. Cotton.
Okay. So now I got to figure out how that relates to you and me, AP. So
Oh,
I'm
listen, you know me from another place, and now that you've come here and you're like, don't I know you? And I'm like,
right.
shh.
Yeah, there's going to be.
Maybe, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't I kill a man with you back in Las Vegas? Cotton, which relationship would you like to define? Or, if you want to take a side dodge, you can always pick an object, a location, or a need.
Let's be twins, AP.
Oh my goodness. Listen, you know how long I've been waiting to play a tabletop RPG with someone as family members? This is amazing. We're
I
identical
accidentally rolled
twins?
this, but it was a 2.
Oh boy, I cannot wait to be identical twins. All right,
And
I gotta
just-
know: are we sisters or are we brothers? Your choice. I mean, you're the one putting this dice on the
I
table.
forgot that I would have to. I don't want to like make you be
Yep.
a gender you don't want to play.
I literally made a character named Karatina. All right, I'm gonna be fine.
I would like to be a lady.
Okay,
But if you
alright.
don't want to be a lady,
No, I'm your sister. That's fine.
okay.
I'm your identical sister. We have our own language. I just want to make that clear right now.
Oh, you guys have twin speak.
Yeah, we have twins. I mean, all twins have twin speak. Just ask any twin. So my relationships are all predefined then, based on what everybody's done here.
Yes.
Patient, need, object. How can I make things so much worse? I'm going to choose. I'm gonna put a need on the table. Need 4, because that one will never turn out well. There's a need to get even. And almost all of them are kind of murderous and bad. Limo, it's you.
It is me. Do I want to define that need? Do I want to throw another need down? No, I think I want to do...
I mean, don't put multiple needs down. Not yet. Don't we have to get... Aren't there only enough dice to do...
Usually enough dice with 4
Yeah.
people to have 2 needs.
Well, don't we need an object and location as well?
We also need an object and a location. I'm looking at those right now. Do we have how many? Oh, we only have 5. Well, we got a shitload of 5s. 1, 2, and some 1s. All right, so I can't do what I wanted to do. Okay. Okay, I am gonna throw a 5 down on the object, and which is ominous findings.
Oh,
Are there
boy.
no more 4s?
There are no more 4s.
Why were you
Excellent.
gonna pick a 4?
I don't know. I was curious.
4 is embarrassing.
I mean, I want to look at the
Which includes subtype which we
romance 4. Pondo, please, Pondo. Wow, Pondo, very daring move from you, my good man. Well, Pondo, it's your turn to choose. What do you want to pick? Just know if you pick one, I'm marking you for death. One of the two of you. Actually,
I
don't.
actually rolled
No,
a-
don't have public displays of affection with my sister. You disgusting oaf. Get away from her. First off, it's weird because we're twins.
Yeah. I did actually roll a D3 for it, and actually did land it on it, but I decided
Yeah,
to save
pick whatever you
you.
want.
I'm gonna go with once mutual lust and now mutual disgust.
That's how you define over.
You told me to do it, and I did it randomly.
that definitely works with the twin thing.
Okay. Once they were lovers in the night, but now passion is gone. They're never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Cotton, it's up for you to make some decisions. Your relationships are all filled, but now you can either define the need, define the object, or pick the location.
Find the need to find the object to pick the location.
Yes. So the object and the need already have dice on them. They just need someone to sub-pick the dice that is on it. Or you can choose the general area of the location, like the woods, the weather, the cabins.
I'm a little confused with the objects and stuff.
Okay.
Locations.
So the object that's been picked is going to be number 5, which is ominous findings. You can pick 1, 2, or 5 on that chart, which is corpses of tortured animals, master key to the lodge and cabins is missing, or bleached human skull just off the trail. Wow, all of those are fucking awful. Nice work, Glimo. None of those are good. I mean, look, master key to the lodge and cabins isn't that bad. Like, you could just lose that, right? Like, that's an accident. I mean, their connotation is that the killer has it, right? But corpses of tortured animals or bleached human skull are both pretty bad. What do you think, Cotton? You in any of those?
I mean, or if you wanted to find the need, the needs under number 4 to get even are with the guy or girl who spurned your advances by embarrassing him or her in front of everyone, or with every last one of these motherfuckers.
Wow, that last one.
I think I'm just gonna pick the location of the woods.
Very
we can
well.
do that, right? Pick
Yes.
5 location.
Oh, oh, You've given me maniacal power, Cotton. The location in the woods is that we're lost. We're lost in the woods. Sorry, I saw Frozen 2 a couple months ago, and some of the songs stuck with me.
Okay, so Lost in the Woods is the location. Now, do I want to throw another need on the board or define one of... All right, now I'm gonna metagame a little bit here. So I pick... Pondo picks, Cotton... No, okay. So AP, just to metagame a little bit, when it comes around to you, you're going to define the last thing.
I know.
And the last die is wild. So it can be anything you want.
I agree. I knew all this before you said that.
Excellent. I am going to define the need as to get even with every last one of these motherfuckers.
Wow. Somebody here. Very serious problem. What if it's not the killer? What if the killer is just like a chill guy who just wants to kill some people? But like someone here is in need of revenge. On top of the killer. Alright, Pondo. You can either define a new thing, object, location, or need, or you can choose the ominous findings that we have. We have one of each of these charcuteries of dice. You have a selection of terrible things.
I think I'm gonna go with the master key to the lodge is missing.
Okay, all right. You managed to de-escalate this a little bit.
You're
Go ahead and put that there on that note card. Well, Cotton, you get to define a new item, location, or need. And then I will sub-pick what that is on my turn, so choose wisely.
Oh, okay. We both were doing it.
That's fine. I have dark powers.
So I get to pick the one of like the broad categories, right?
Yep. With either the 1 die or the 5 die.
We could find a useful object. I use the 1.
I mean, you could define a useful object. That depends on me choosing one that actually is useful and probably not murdery. We know that the master key to the lodge is missing, so I'll make you a dark bargain. If you pick useful, I'll put master key to the lodge and cabins on the board, and that way someone could find it.
I pick useful.
But first, someone will have to find, oh man, we could put it on the board, and then we could reveal that the master key is missing. Ooh, we could make it so much more tense and worse. Or Cotton, you could define, oh no, you took the 1 die? Alright. Alright, I shall complete my bargain. The object is useful.
Oh, I don't have GM power, so I can't delete my extra no card.
That's fine. I shall. I mean, just flip it over, right? Boom.
Oh, there you go.
We can solve this. This is a solvable project. Okay, what's next, Lima?
So next we kind of figure out who our characters are, and flush out these relationships a little bit more, pulling in either the perhaps one of the needs. So I'm a hitchhiking camper. Pondo gave me a ride to the camp, so Pondo and I have just met on the road. Pondo, you playing a dude? You playing a lady?
I'm playing a man.
All right.
A man with no rules.
A man with no rules.
Oh my god! What?
Once I got out of high school, I just had to hit the trail.
Oh, please don't. No. Too real, Pondo. It hurts.
So I wanted to go to camp, but my parents wouldn't let me, so I snuck out with my backpack and was thumbing on the side of the road, and Pondo picked me up and took me to the camp. Somehow I know AP's character, and we have a secret that must not be, or that is not what it seems to be.
Not what they appear to be. All right. Let me throw this at you.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you live in a different town than us, right? You live down the road in the next town.
Yep.
All right. Sometimes, in order to get out of the stifling life of being an identical twin, having to put up with my sister's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, his friends, everybody here can't tell us apart, I go to the next town over where nobody knows me, and I'm not a twin there. I pretend to be something else, and I have like a part-time job, and that's how I know you there. And I know that you aren't some passing hitchhiking kid. You're actually like a grade A student. You're like, right? What are you? Are you the hitchhiker one?
I'm the hitchhiker, yeah.
All right. So you're like a model student. You're taking college prep courses. You're not the kind of person who on a weekend hitchhikes to go to camp. Right? You're sneaking out. That is this isn't set in stone. This is what I'm throwing at you.
See, I was going the other way. Once you said I sneak out to the other town, I was like, "Oh, you're dancing at the strip club, aren't you?"
What? No, I work at like a slushy machine in the 7-Eleven. Jesus! Wow! Can you stop sexualizing this young woman?
And that's how I figured we knew each other.
No. X to that. No.
X to that. Okay.
Strip club, Gleemo. What would my sister think?
She doesn't know. You're hiding it.
Yes, but we look exactly the same, which makes it a problem.
Exactly, and that's totally.
I work at the 7-Eleven, and no one knows me there. My name tag has a nickname on it rather than my actual name. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So we know each other from the 7-Eleven. Do you think that we've gone out?
Us? No.
No.
Absolutely, God's no. Just look. We know that's not the relationship we have. The relationship we have is that when I look at you, I see model student. Who's a student sneaking out to go to camp? Like, do your parents let you do this? That I saw you picking up chips one time, and your mom told you to put them back because they would interrupt with your caloric balance and vitamin deficiencies. This isn't you.
So I'm the like parentally repressed.
Yes. This is my This is my offer to you. All right. Okay. You could say no to this. I'm not making you do it. Just like I said no to the strip club thing. I'm also defining you, of course, as being someone in high school, just like I'm defining, of course, that Cotton and I must be in high school since we're identical twins and we're the same age.
All right, so I'm the like parentally repressed goody two shoes, and I've had this like one moment of rebellion.
This is it. This is going to be the, this defines your life here. Cotton, I want to throw this to you. Our twin names are Luna and Tara.
I like them.
Okay, which one do you want?
Parents.
Look, we're teenagers in the 60s. There's a 0% chance our parents didn't at least live through that era.
60s? Okay, I didn't realize.
Right. Am I right? Camp Death takes place in the 80s. So our parents.
Do you have a preference on which name you want?
No, I picked the names to give you the option because I know that you're bad at picking things, and it's funny. Just like how Pondo was trying to force you to pick the romance option.
And then he picked the romance of disgust.
Yes, he did. It's because it was funny.
I've always you said Luna and Tara?
Yeah.
I've always been partial to the name Luna.
All right, I'm Tara. Yeah. I will let you present me with possible last names that I can pick from.
Let me think. Are we settling on the fact that our parents were hippies?
Look, the thing about hippies is they name kids with last names the same as anybody else, right? Our dad's last name must have been something that came from his dad's last name, that came from his dad's last name.
Sometimes they change their names to make them hippier.
That's true. If you want to call us Moonflower or something, you can. I absolutely would not have used that name when I went to go to work at the 7-Eleven slushy house. Were there 7-Elevens in the 80s?
Yes.
I gotta feel like even if there wasn't specifically a 7-Eleven with a slushy machine, I can definitely be like a gas station attendant. I mean, I had an elf for a long time named Moonflower McBadass, so he was a hippie.
I hung out at the
Shadowrun
and Cumberland Farms and Quickie Marts quite a lot in my misspent youth in the 80s.
I don't know that anybody has a non-misspent youth. Except like those isekai kids who get reborn in another world, and they spend their they're like, oh man, you know what I want to do? Dominate the world, I guess. I'm gonna do geometry at like 4, and I'm gonna invent guns. No last name choices? You googling hippie names?
I was googling last names, but I thought you would go to something else while I was thinking about it.
No. I mean, look, we can go to something else while you think about it. Pondo, you got anything you want to define about yourself or other people? Your name? I mean, you're a blank slate to me. What do you got? You're a motorist. What do you? Are you motoring to find Mr. Right?
So I'm assuming you're a little bit older.
Motoring.
I'd say it's like just fresh out of high school.
Okay, so you're like 2 years older than all of us. I'm guessing that we're all like 16.
All right.
I was probably the guy who brought the 6-packs of beer to the.
I just hate you so much right now. Everything, you're not good enough for my sister, which means you're definitely not good enough for me.
So I was part of the cool guys, which I imagine what first attracted Luna to me, and obviously she was a hot babe, so I decided to go along with it. And it turned out she was just too preppy for me. Really cramping my style too much for a square.
Oh boy.
So you were an 80s burnout.
Yeah.
You're Judd from The Breakfast Club. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you had to have dated her when she was in middle school. Right? Oh, it depends. Some high schools are 4 years.
Took her to the prom when you were a senior.
And maybe they only dated in his senior year.
Or they never actually dated. They just liked each other and it didn't get far enough.
I mean, it says mutual lust, so yeah, maybe there wasn't any dating, but there was a lot of like hickeys.
She was going through a rebellious stage, trying to get back at Dad.
Dad.
Yeah, because when you rebel against a hippie, you gotta either go like way out there, or you gotta go straight.
I was gonna say you got to get really authoritarian. Yeah. What's your name? Cool guy.
I already said it. Sean Morris.
Sean Morris.
All right, put that on your note card there.
Are you?
Excellent.
Your name is literally like someone out of an early '90s. I just googled Sean Morris, and the top option is International Ministry of Sean Morris. You sound like a youth pastor. Hey guys,
Yeah, better name for
Sean
All right,
Morris.
well, I'll go Dean Morris. There you go.
There you go.
Oh yeah, no, Dean is a tough name.
Yeah.
So I figure I was gonna go with Dave, but that's not innocent enough. So I'm Davey McCoy.
David.
No, David's too proper. I'm or too formal. I'm the
Oh,
like,
and that I know you as David because that's what your parents call you when you're in the gas station. They're like,
Oh,
David, leave that behind. David, wait in the car. And I'm so when I meet you, I'm gonna be like David, and you're gonna be like, what? What? No, what?
I was like Davey. Like, come on, it's like Davey and Goliath from the that uber Christian claymation show from the
Ooh,
70s.
Wow, I actually know what you're talking about.
Is it actually, instead of David and Goliath, is Davy and Goliath?
Yes.
Mhm.
Ooh. But Davey,
Tara Woodward.
We should do that.
Yep, that's us. Luna Woodward.
So what's
Do you go
your
by
name
Dave? Do I know you by Dave?
that's on your name tag at the gas station, Arthur?
Oh, that's a good question. My gas station tag name is Luna. My nickname is my sister's name.
Wow.
She always wanted to be like you. She was always second
I mean,
fiddle to mom and
here's the
dad.
thing: if people don't if people get angry or complain, right? They blame it all on my sister. Then I'm living not as myself down here, which means that my sister reaps all of the consequences of my actions.
Okay. Last question. So the two objects we'll figure out as we're going. Something bad is obviously going to happen in the woods at some
I mean, I feel like the objects are pretty well defined.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, I'm not going to tag them to one of us. I mean, that's just going to organically happen, and then finding it will probably happen either by the killer or in the second act, I would guess. The need. Does anyone want to capture this right away for themselves, or are we just going to organically figure that this is probably the killer's motivation and we'll just let it lie? That's kind of where I would leave it, but if any of you want to say that that's your...
Not me.
I'd say let it lie.
Okay, so this is probably the killer's motivation here. Would be my guess.
Because I got nothing wrong with Dave, which I'm guessing is what you called yourself with, Dean.
Davey. Okay, so I think we've got the setup. Very good. So we will jump into this. So how you set the scenes in the first act, how you set the scenes in general, you decide whether you want to establish the scene or resolve the scene. So the way this works is you pick someone else to be in this scene with you. Typically you pick one of the other player characters, but if you decide that you need a scene with an NPC, you can make one up and one of us can play an NPC. If we decide that there needs to be another, a third or fourth NPC in the scene, then we can all get involved. Typically that gets more complicated than Fiasco needs. A scene is usually between two players, but there are options. But you can decide, you can either set the scene up, like I can say I get to camp and I want to have a scene with now I've completely forgotten your name, with Dean, that the two of us pull into the campground, and so I set that scene up, and then we start playing it out, and then if we do this, so this is called that I'm establishing. So I say this is what the scene is going to be, and we go through. At some point while we're doing our little improv, someone pulls one of these dice out. Typically the rest of you will kind of give each other the nod and decide, is this going to go well or not? If the scene is going to go well for the person that's establishing, you pull a white die out. If the scene is going to go badly for the person that's establishing, you pull a black die out. Because this module has special rules, you can also pull the red die out, and that means someone dies. Doesn't necessarily have to be the two of us. It could be another NPC, and we just find a dead body or something like that. You also have the option that you can say, you know what, I want my character to have a good resolve, or I want my character to have a bad resolve, or I want someone to die. And then everyone else sets up the scene. And so, if I just say, you know what, I want someone to die in this scene, then the rest of you can say, all right, fine. Then, you're going to have a meeting with Cotton, and in the middle of it, you guys find a dead body. So that's the other option that you can have. In the first act, at the end of the scene, you have to give your die away to another player. In the second act, whatever die you get, you keep. This becomes important in the aftermath, because in order to end up with, let's face it, there's no winners in Fiasco, but to end up with a less terrible ending for your character at the end of the game, you want typically all dice of the same color, either all black or all white. If you have an even number of black to white dice, it's usually going to end really badly for your character in the aftermath. But because you don't have free destiny throughout the whole game, that adds to the complexity of all of this.
I want to cut in here. Galimo said that there aren't any good endings for anybody, but on the Will Wheaton's tabletop version of Fiasco, one person walked away a clear winner.
It's true. That is very rare. And super awesome when it happens, but that is very
Everyone else was miserable and awful, though.
Right.
Just to be clear.
Yeah, exactly.
Several of them had fates that were literally worse than death.
Yes. So if your dice completely cancel each other out, so at the end of the game, you have a pool of dice. You roll all the dice. You subtract the black dice from the white dice, and whatever that total is, that tells you what happens. So typically, if you have an even number of black, or an equal number of black and white dice, and you roll them, they're going to cancel each other out, and so you're going to get a much lower number. 0 in the aftermath is, I think it's called like a fate worse than death.
It's bad.
So,
all right. So who kicks this off? Who's establishing and resolving first?
I believe it kicks off in the same order that we started character creation. So I guess it's me. And I will establish. And you know what? I will establish with Terra, who in my mind is Luna. So I show up at the, Dean drops me off out front and takes off in his big muscle car, and I'm standing there.
Well,
with-
It's a bike. It's a chopper.
Oh, it's Chopper. Oh,
Yeah, I'm a motorist. I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
I missed that part. Even better. So I jump off the bike. I am completely limp-legged because I've never been on a motorcycle before in my life.
Let me cut in here real quick. One, motorist refers to the driver of an automobile.
Oh, okay.
Number two.
Always thought of it as a motorcycle.
Tell me about the camp. I mean, set the scene. What are we looking at? Woods, lakes, hills, mountains?
So
We had a jamboree spot, or are we doing bonfires? Like, what are we doing here?
So I think we came up a series of dirt roads to get here. It's completely off the beaten path, and there are a number of like traditional log cabins. There's one big cabin in the center where all the like jamboree and
the mess is there, and that's where they go do activities.
Exactly.
Craft hall. Yeah.
There's a big fire pit in the center, and on the last night of camp it always ends with a big bonfire. And so we'll spend the entire long weekend. This is Labor Day weekend, so it's just the air is just starting to get a little bit crisp. It's a long weekend, so my folks aren't going to miss me. We've all been out of school for a little while, so it's the last hurrah before we've got to go back to real life. You can tell I'm a northern boy because that's when our school starts, and all the rest of you are like, what the hell are you talking about? We've all been in school for a month by now. And so I get off the bike, and I'm kind of all rubber-legged because I've never been on a motorcycle before, and we just went down all these dirt roads, and Dean was really gunning the bike, and he doesn't have good shocks.
You got all the bugs in your teeth.
I figured you made me ride bitch so that I didn't have the bugs, but okay.
That's fair. I don't know, were you like super cuddly when you're riding the bike, scared for your life? Like
exactly. I was definitely scared.
Okay, never mind, you wouldn't have bugs in your teeth. You just
definitely had a weird moment there. And I get off the bike, stumbling up towards the main campground, and I see Tara coming out.
All right, so Tara is wearing one of those sleeveless outer tank tops, a fusionish pink one over top of like a regular string tank top, and we're talking full-on neon green 80s leggings with leg warmers, and she's got a huge pink what are they called, scruffy for her side ponytail, and is chewing bubblegum. Scrunchy, thank you. A very, very cute young woman.
So I've got.
She sees you and she freezes.
I'm wearing a white T-shirt. I don't even have like Levi's jeans because my parents wouldn't buy me Levi's. I've got like Dickies. Super. 80s. It's all about acid wash. I've got super dark, thick denim jeans that like won't bleach at all. Can't rip the knees out no matter what. I've got this white T-shirt trying to look cool, but absolutely not. My hair's all messed up from the ride, and then I look up and I see Tara, but of course I don't know her real name, and so I say, Luna, how are you?
She fluffs her side pony and goes, "Oh my God, David, is that you? I want Cotton to match my accent exactly."
Oh my God, what are you doing here?
Yeah, look, like, I'm sorry, David. You
You can call me Davey. It's okay.
isn't David your real name?
Well, yeah,
I
but
mean, I see your parents come in with you all the time. Look, I'm just here to have a good time this weekend, and you know, I'm not really into talking to boys at events like this, so maybe just don't approach me.
but I thought we were friends. I thought we.
You come into the 7-Eleven from time to time. That does not make us friends.
But I
She
thought
snaps her bubble gum.
I thought we shared a moment last week when I bought that big bag of Jolly Ranchers.
Your mom bought those Jolly Ranchers, and they were for your dad. So,
But I gave you some.
okay. Look, I can see that you think we have a closer relationship than we have, and I just want to let you down easy. You don't know me, okay? So just don't talk to me for the rest of the camp, okay? Okay, bye.
So one of you at some point needs to give me either a white, black, or red die.
I'm gonna guess black.
You're saying that conversation didn't go the way he wanted?
I'm gonna take the strong assumption and said yes.
Okay.
Over there.
Well, so like, poor Davy looks completely crestfallen, and
Oh.
it's just like, oh, okay. And he is a mess. He like defied his parents to come here. He had this like one moment where he's saw this cute girl that he's met a couple times and has been crushing on from afar, and like in his mind everything was gonna go completely perfect.
We've all been teenagers, yeah.
She was here and she completely blew him off, and so now he just like kicks at the ground and walks into the main cabin to check in absolute disgust, and gets his keys and goes out of frame.
You got to give that die away, bro.
Yes, I do. And I am going to give this die to Pondo.
X what?
You want to establish a resolve, Pondo? What do you want to do here?
I don't really have anything to resolve, so I guess establish.
Okay. Tell us about the scene. Where are you? What are you doing? What's it look like?
It's probably after dropping off Davy. Dropping off Davy.
Yeah, that cool
I
guy.
probably didn't get too far until I actually ran out of gas.
Do you want to establish that you're out of gas this early? Oh boy. Wow, Pondo. Okay.
So pretty much I hitchhiked back to the camp to see if I can bum some like at least a gallon of gas, carrying around my satchel, which has probably a bottle of like whiskey or something in it, and then probably like a switchblade, because why not?
Are you really talking about openly carrying a blade and alcohol into a
it's in my
children's
bag.
camp? Okay.
And then I have like a 1 gallon gas can.
I was just gonna outrightly state that you're almost certainly the killer at this point. Where are you going and who are you talking to? Do we need to make an NPC that one of us plays here?
That, or I probably run into Tara.
Okay, yeah. All right, is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
All right, so Tara is walking along the camp to just like get some air after that encounter, and she's like, "Who are you?"
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, not Tara. Luna. Luna.
Oh, the other one. All right.
The actual Luna. I'm sorry. I got.
So you run into your ex-girlfriend.
Of course.
Okay.
What is Luna doing?
Did Tara and Luna just get to the camp? Is that what you had done?
Yeah, let's say we've been there for a little while.
Then I think she's probably just sitting on a bench somewhere reading a book.
We'll say that bench is like the camp.
Like one of the outside ones, you know?
Yeah. I'd say it's probably nearby, like the camp administrator, just like office.
Okay,
cabin.
so maybe we see Davy going into the administration office in the
Dean?
background.
Oh, okay. Dean in the background, pretty much heading towards the administrative office, where he kind of looks over and sees Luna, but isn't quite sure. He decides
you don't
not
know
to.
which one it is?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, do you know that she's got a twin sister?
Oh boy! I mean, listen, you absolutely have to know when a twin has a twin. There's no way you don't know.
I didn't know.
Wow. Wow.
Well, yeah, you kept it a secret.
I mean, if you're dating a twin, though.
Oh, yes. It probably comes up at one point or another. So he's not going to try to press his luck, as in, because either it's going to be one minefield of it ends up being the ex, or it's the other where it ends up being the ex's sister, which could be also equally as bad.
Oh, you don't know them well enough to tell them apart.
No one does.
Well, they're identical, so it should be very difficult to. And it was mostly just a fling situation, so I wouldn't be able to tell.
My God, why are you here?
I still can't tell.
Ran out of gas. Let's see if I can get some off of the camp here, so I can just get back to town, so I can fuel back up. Why are you here?
Because this is my camp. I'm staying here.
Sounds like a square move, like you.
Who's the one who ran out of gas?
Hey, I'm going out there living out my life. All right.
Oh, you're doing a
This
great
is-
job living without your gas.
All this is just a bump in the road.
Sounds like you're stranded here.
No, I walked back here to get gas, so I cannot be stranded here. All I do is just walk back to my bike. Do you have a problem with me? Is that why?
Yes, I have a problem with you.
Good.
Why did you have to ask?
I'm just making sure. It seems like you're always so judgmental of me. All right, it's not cool.
I'm judgmental of you because you're the one who's judging me.
It's because you're the one judging me.
No, you started judging me first.
I don't know what to tell you.
You walked up and called me a square. You started this.
I was gonna walk on by. You're the one that talked to me first. All right.
You know what? Fine, just go.
Okay.
Have fun being stranded on the side of a highway.
I will. Maybe meet some nice babes here while I'm at it.
All right, Glimo and I decided to give you a bad resolve there.
There's going to be no result other.
I mean, you could have died. One of you could have died.
Yeah.
So you need to now give that die away.
I'm going to give it to AP.
I keep trying to grab this dice. I mean, I know you're going to give it to me. You started moving in my direction, but
I was thinking either you or Glimo.
thinking.
I was hovering towards that direction.
That's okay. Cotton, do you want to establish a scene or resolve it in your favor?
I don't know. I thought you were next.
No, you're after Pondo.
But I created my character last.
No, I created my character
My
last.
relationship last, I should say.
Yes, but we go around in the same circle we started characters in.
Okay.
So you can either set a new scene with whoever you want, whatever you want, or you can say this scene ends well, murderously, or bad for me, and then we'll tell you what happens, how it starts.
Do you know what? I want to go meet Davey because I think it would be funny.
No, please, not before I get to talk to you.
No, it's better that way.
No, I wanted to switch scrunchies with you.
Oh, okay.
No, please, we're doing it.
If you want to stop
Nope.
and switch scrunchies first, we can.
No. No, this is gonna be even better when we switch afterwards, and now it's doubly confusing. Yeah, please establish. First off, we have to know, are you dressed exactly like your twin with just a different color scrunchie, or are you in a completely different outfit?
I was thinking a completely different outfit
Perfect.
because it would be even more confusing. I think she's wearing like a... So where did Davey go? He
Maybe went to the camp
administrator's building?
administration.
I
This
went to the
doesn't
camp.
have to be all in the same.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like right
Oh,
after.
okay.
Like you can
You can say like the
decide.
next day or that night.
Let's go with that night.
Okay.
I think Luna's going to like hang out by the bonfire because camps have bonfires frequently.
Yeah.
And she's wearing like
So we got just a
high-waisted.
small little campfire because the big bonfire is on the last night.
Yes, the little one. The little
Yeah.
one where you can like roast marshmallows if you feel like it.
Perfect.
And just hang out. She's wearing like high-waisted denim shorts and like a colorful top with a... What color was your scrunchie, AP?
Pink. Fusion
That.
pink.
Yellow scrunchie.
Okay.
I don't know what Davey's doing.
So Davey is, moping. He had built this weekend was going to be, his complete like change in life, and it has gotten off to a spectacularly bad start. So he's in a really bad mood, and he's kind of moping along, and then he, is wandering up by the bonfire, and he sees you through the flickering light, and he wants to like have one more. Well, actually, no, it's your scene. So you tell me. Do you want that I come up to you, or do you want to just like see this poor little loser and come up to
I'm
him?
gonna come up to you since you seem to be moping. I think she's got a bag of marshmallows with her,
Okay.
and she like gets up and moves to the other side of the fire where you're sitting and sits down. Do you want a marshmallow?
Luna?
Do I know you?
I thought you said you didn't want to see me this weekend.
I don't know you. I was just coming to say hi. I have never met you. The only person I said that to kind of was, a guy named Dean, but that's a long story.
But you're Luna Woodward.
You're kind of freaking me out.
You're freaking me out. Like we just I've known you for like 5 years. And,
Nope, that is not true.
And
I don't know you.
And you just told me like is this your like twisted idea of fucking with me further to pretend that not only are you mad at me that we've never met?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We didn't
I want to make you feel better.
spend all that time talking at the 7-Eleven every time
No.
I came in and hung out with you?
No, I don't think so.
You-
I don't really hang out at 7-Elevens, to be
You mean when
honest.
You don't hang out, you work there.
No, I don't. I work at a bookstore.
We are giving Cotton a black die. This scene is not going the way she was hoping.
Technically, it's going exactly how I was hoping. Out of
It's
character.
not going the way that Luna was hoping.
Look, I don't know what kind of sick, twisted game you're playing, Luna.
I just wanted to come make a new friend. How do you know who I am?
Like, it was bad enough when you told me to get lost when I first got here today, but now to pretend that we've never met?
It's because we haven't met. How do you know my last name?
I can't even. And he just runs off into the woods.
Oh boy.
Oh man, bold move.
Yeah, that's not so good.
Oh, I'm sure it's not.
Yeah. Cotton, you have to give that black die away to somebody.
I'll give it to Glimo. He doesn't have a die yet.
Oh wow. I mean, you're basically condemning him to have a bad die.
Oh.
Black dice aren't good.
Necessarily.
Okay.
Well, I was just
It'd be
you know.
worse in the second half to give somebody a black die. Yeah. All right. Interesting.
Do you want to establish or resolve?
All right, let me throw this at you. When you establish, it doesn't have to be a scene with your character in it, right?
No, it does have to be your. It has to
Oh.
at least be your character. It doesn't have to be one of the other PCs, but it does have to be your character.
All right. I definitely want to establish it is bedtime for Luna and Terra, who share a bunk cabin. And Terra goes, "Oh my god, Luna, did you see that weirdo who was walking around trying to say like he knew me? Did you meet up with him?"
What?
Yeah, I mean, there was some guy walking around saying that he knows my name.
There was a guy that actually knew my name, and he thought I was mad at him, and I think I personally offended him
Yeah.
by
Okay.
talking to him.
Yeah. Okay, he's a freak. I think we need to avoid him for the rest of the week, okay? Just this whole weekend, you know, let's not be seen by him, all right? You never know what weirdos like him are gonna do.
How does he know our name?
Look, I don't know, maybe a camp counselor told him or something. He's probably like a weirdo stalker. He doesn't go to our school, obviously, so... Anyway, I lost my pink scrunchie. Can I borrow one of your yellow ones?
Sure.
Thanks. Anyway, at least nobody else weird is going to show up unexpectedly out of nowhere.
Dean's here.
Okay, well, maybe he'll fall into a lake and die or something.
He ran out of gas and stranded on the highway last I knew.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like Dean.
It does.
What do you got for my resolve?
Pano and I were just talking about that.
Okay. I mean, I feel like I got out what I wanted out of it, but...
Liam, I'm thinking black.
Black?
I was gonna say I think that
Because he got what he needed, but the situation is
I think Tara got exactly what she wanted out of this.
okay.
I feel like it's either white or, otherwise someone just dies off screen.
I mean, Davy's not getting what he wants out of this, though.
well,
Yeah,
no,
but that's not the point.
Davy's
I
scene.
get what I want out of it.
It's Tara's scene, and
I think that's
Yeah,
what
we'll go with the white.
Pondo was looking at.
I was thinking since Davey has actually seen actual Luna now.
Yeah, but I don't know that there's two of them.
Correct.
That's fair.
And now, as long as we avoid him for the rest of the weekend, and I pretend to be her the whole time, he now only thinks there's one of us. Or we just avoid him. Okay, I'm gonna give this to my sister because thank you for that. Thank you for the T-ball set up there, the high five, the alley oop.
Sure.
Oh, Glimo, there's some real effing dice on this table right now. What do you want to do? Establish or resolve?
You know what? I'm going to resolve, and I am going to resolve with murder.
Okay.
And
I wanna-
I'll let you all decide how this happens.
I have an idea.
I have an idea too, but I'm gonna give it away.
I also have an idea.
Oh, please, Pondo, set the scene for us then.
I was thinking it would be a scene pretty much where Davies already went out and ran through the woods, probably crying.
Yep.
His whole world has collapsed.
Absolutely.
At ripe age. And then he actually comes across a body. The body, after coming across, he seems like a horrible scream. I almost want to say almost girlish, but you can correct me, Klima, if that doesn't make sense.
Nope, not.
Okay, Wilhelm scream, that works too. After about maybe a minute or two of finding the body, Dean appears in a camp counselor garb.
Ooh,
I can't wait for this to get explained.
I like it. Okay, I'm in. So, yes. So Davy lets out a blood-curdling scream, coming across a dead body.
Yep. Dean's out there in the what I imagine are the almost short shorts and the short sleeve shirt, camp counselor garb, high shin high socks, boots, the works, and he's like,
I could picture it. That's so
Yeah.
painful.
and he has like the slicked back hair too, at least shoulder length.
Okay.
What's going on here,
What?
Davey? Oh shit!
What?
Oh,
Wait, what? Why are you dressed like that? Who the hell is this person? What happened?
well, I'm dressed like this because I ran out of gas and I needed to get gas, and the administrator said that I had to work for it. So now I'm here. It sucks. But hey, gotta do what you gotta do.
What? What?
Yeah, the body, I have no idea. How long have you been here?
I was coming through the woods. I tripped over it.
Okay. Let's take you back to camp. We'll figure out about this later, all right?
So let's talk about the body for a second. So we flip it over. I'm gonna say that it's a young guy, like my age.
Wait, do you get to choose this or do we? Right, it's the
Okay,
resolve,
I got you.
right? We're the
Okay,
directors.
Sorry, you're right. You're the directors. Go for it.
I mean,
Tell me
Pondo,
about
this
it.
is your body. You tell us who gets flipped over.
I'll leave it to you guys.
Oh, you roll over the body? It's one of the camp counselors we saw earlier tonight. The one that was welcoming Davy at the door to go into the administration office. The guy who stands at the front door and goes, "Hi, welcome to Camp Jamboree. We're pleased as peas to have you here." This is the guy who's dead. And he's got a massive kitchen knife in his chest, right in the heart.
Bum, bum, bum.
Well, now you gotta give somebody that red die, bro.
I am, and I'm gonna give it to my partner in crime for the scene, Pondothemad.
I don't know that you should be calling a partner in crime just yet. Could be literal.
Could be.
It'd be a weird scene to have them both go kill a guy and then come back and then stage an unexpected meeting. But maybe they're like murder cosplayers. Well,
Okay.
Pondo, you got establish a resolve. Let's start here. This is late night, right? This is the first night of camp.
Yep.
It's late, like real late now, because first we had going to bed. Now we've got post-murder. I'm thinking it's really dark, at the very least, or next morning. However you want to do it. I don't know if you want to run around in the woods late at night screaming about murder in a camp full of scared kids.
Why wouldn't you? It's my every Saturday.
I will say I'd like to. I almost want to say, oh man, I don't want to do that third choice.
Murder.
Thinking about it.
You want to just keep tripping over new bodies left and right?
Establish the scene or resolve the scene.
Let's do. I want to say, do another resolve.
Oh, which one are you picking?
Say resolve a killing.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, we're getting all the killings out right away.
Yeah.
Cotton, Galimo, you have anything you want to front here during the killing?
I think that he comes back to camp. He has this like one moment of holy shit, I've got to be an adult, and I'm gonna go to the administration building and call this in.
Oh my god, wait, I want to add something here, all right?
Yeah.
This isn't just, first off, Davey is with him, right?
Okay.
Like, he's got Davey in tow. And second, it's not just that he's an adult. He's like, this is my time, bro. This is why I became a man. Like, I'm gonna find this killer and I'm gonna eliminate him. Like, that maybe is the kind of vibe we're getting right now.
Okay, so
All
it's
right.
the two of us again, and we go back to the administration building, and we go to see like the head counselor, and we open the door to the head counselor's office, and the head counselor's in there, dead, throat slits, blood just everywhere. Oh my god,
shit.
Dean! What the fuck?
I don't know, man. Holy shit. Oh, this is fucked up, dude. Okay. I gotta.
Let's call the police. She's got the phone in the office here.
When that happens, there's a thunderclap, and all of the lights in the camp cut out as the transformer nearby is hit.
Nice.
But would that mean the phone doesn't work?
Correct.
So I pick up the phone and the phone is just dead.
Okay, because the weird thing about phones are
Yes, I know it's on a different electrical line, but this is a B- horror movie.
That's fair. Obviously,
It's also the 80s.
Hello.
It's not going to work. The power's out.
Dean, the phone's dead, Dean.
Yeah, I understand. I understand, Davey. The phone is gone because the power is gone.
Oh, wait. No, let me throw this in here. All right. You can see that there's the what do you call it? The not switchboard, circuit breaker is in this room, and next to it is the phone switchboard, and both of them, like they couldn't break the lock off of the circuit breaker, but they stabbed the switchboard so that all the phone lines would get damaged. Yeah, there we go. Now I got it. You got anything else?
No.
All right. You gotta give that murder die away.
Excellent. I think. Gives black die over to.
No, it's the murder die. It has to be the die that you just got.
Oh, the die I just got?
Yep.
Okay. Let's give it to.
Trying to give Cotton your black dice. What are you doing, bro?
I'm trying to give Cotton my black dice.
You just did.
I don't want that black dice. I want to give it to.
Also Cotton.
Limo, because he seems to be
here.
diceless at the moment. Oh shoot.
He's got one
Never
black
mind.
die.
Everybody has one die.
Yeah. I'll give it to Cotton.
Doom. Cotton, establish or resolve.
I want to resolve something with a white die because everything's sad right now.
A scene that goes well for you.
Who do you want the scene to be? Who do we want Cotton to have the scene with?
Oh boy, I want to say Davy. We good with that?
Can I make a suggestion?
You can make a suggestion, but we can probably ignore it.
Can I run into Davy and Dean when they're running around finding all these dead bodies?
Let me. All right, let me throw a suggestion instead to all of you. It's the next morning in the mess hall, and we've got Davy and Dean in a corner looking at each other nervously over their breakfast, and you approach during this time where Davy needs some bolstering and mental reinforcement.
I think it's just Dean just like patting on the back. I was like, it's all right, man. It'll be all right. We'll get through this.
Are you guys okay?
Sure. Yeah. Everything's great.
Yeah, totally. Everything's fine.
Are you sure everything's okay? And she's like scoots Dean out of the way to look at Davy, who seems to be the more panicked one.
Like what the hell, Luna? Like what the hell? Like I don't understand what's going on.
I don't either. Do you need like some water or a hug?
Okay. I think Dean's kind of like interjects here again. It's like, come here. Huddle in close.
She'll kind of.
Just remember, it's a white die. It has to end good for her.
Yeah.
She kind of like glares at him a little bit, but huddles in to see what he has to say.
There's been a couple of murders.
Wow, that was not what I was expecting.
What?
There's been a couple of murders. And we both spot them.
Spotted the murderer?
No, we found the people who were murdered. It was the guy who greeted the people in, and then it looked like it was the head counselor, I believe. Yeah.
Did you call the cops?
Well, here's the other thing. The lines have been tampered with.
But you caught the murderer?
No, but I'm going to. All right? Be all right.
I want to throw this in here. All right, let me suggest this before I do it. At this point, the friendly camp counselor we saw at the beginning, who'd been stabbed to death, enters the front door.
Oh.
And he goes, "Hey guys, hey campers, how's it going?"
The fuck?
So at this point, like Davy completely loses his shit. Like,
the counselor comes over to Davey and is just like, "Calm down. Look, everybody, I just wanted to let you know at Halloween we're gonna be doing an event called Camp Death. It's going to be a mystery death theme thing. Last night we did a test run of it with me and the administrator, some of the new people here," and he brings the two of you guys in for a hug. "Didn't know." Everybody's just like, "Oh, okay. I mean, you guys good with something like that?" I'm throwing this in here because one, we need a good resolve, and two, when the real killings start, we'll never know if they're real killings or fake comedy killings.
I'm all in. It's a complete mindfuck, and I'm all in.
All right, so I think the end of the scene is this camp counselor whose name badge says, oh no, it's sewn onto his shirt. It says Chip, turns and looks at Luna and says, "I hope you have a great weekend, young lady."
Thanks. I hope you do too.
Dave, I think Dean has like a total look of mistrust in the situation.
Good, you should. It's a murder mystery.
Okay.
You two really had me going. I thought you were serious for a bit.
Luna, If any time you can take me seriously, this entire time you known me, this is it. Okay? Don't trust it. You and Tara, you stay safe. You look after each other. It'll be all right. Okay? Just don't go in the woods. You'll be fine.
All right.
Since when are you the boss?
We need to cut this
Davey's
off while you still get your
Davey's
white
gotten
die.
up and gone. And gone.
No, I'm gonna cut it off there. But
That
she
is
looks
why
like she's
this is
actually
gonna be bad
believing it.
resolve.
Okay. You actually believe Dean? Maybe you're. It's a little bit of Dean redemption. Okay.
It's a little bit of Dean redemption. Maybe that's the white part. She doesn't super hate Dean right now.
Wow. Who are
Okay.
you gonna give that white die to?
Do you just give it randomly, or does it like
You
give
get to
it to
pick
someone
who you
think?
want to give it to.
You just randomize the
I
randomly
mean, you
pick it?
can randomize it if you want to, but you can strategically fill up somebody's dice counter, or you can reward someone with it or punish somebody.
Why is a white die a punishment?
No.
So metagame here, because we all have, except for you, have one black die already. Whoever you give this to, it's probably not going to be great for them.
Yes, that's
Right
true.
Oh,
Because
Because of the tilt table.
dice cancel each other out,
Yes.
and so therefore, now, if we go the rest of the way down with white dice, it's not bad, but
I think right now, based on the scene, I'm gonna give it to Davey, who seems to be having a mental breakdown.
perfect.
And
I will.
maybe this flicker of hope is good for him.
I will accept this white die. Okay.
I want to establish a scene.
Okay.
There's an object there. It is the keys. It's the master key to the lodge and cabins. It is Tara Luna Woodward. At the edge of the scene, she's avoiding Davy as he leaves the lodge and goes to talk to Dean. So she's confronting Dean outside the lodge. She's got the keys in her hand. And she just goes, Dean, I heard that you were here. He snaps some gum. Oh, and I should point out that she's dressed exactly like Luna right now.
I think Dean takes a double look, see if he could spot Luna.
It's Tara.
Oh, okay. Why are you dressed like your sister?
That's none of your business. In fact, that's a really rude thing to say to a twin. Or to just ask a woman why she's dressed like anything. Ugh.
Okay. Glad you're as chipper as ever.
Okay, you're as chipper as ever. Look, okay. I found these keys on my way over here last night. He hands you the keys. Look. There's some little freak wandering around the camp trying to, like, hit on my sister. Okay. I just want you to, like, you're a camp counselor here? I want you to do something about this kid. Okay?
Who's the kid?
It's Davy. He's like some... Sorry, she calls him David. It's David. He's some weirdo from South City.
I don't know a David from South City.
And then she describes Davy to you.
Oh, Davy.
Yeah,
He's a cool guy.
David.
What's wrong with him?
He's following my sister around and, like, freaking her out, calling her by her full name. She's never met this kid before. Look, if my sister means anything to you, I want you to do something about him.
Been with David the entire time. He even talked to Luna a second ago to try to cheer him up.
Yeah,
Are you
exactly? Look, he's weird, and I don't want him around my sister. All I'm saying is you need to have a talk with him. And then she goes to crack her knuckles, but she can't. Like, there's no cracking noise. And she's like, "Do you get my drift?"
No, I don't. That David is perfectly fine. actually is probably better suited to talk to her than me. He's a pretty cool guy. What's your problem?
She just turns and huffs and says, "My problem is you, Dean."
Oh, good.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this black die Davy.
Oh. Why, thank you.
Oh man, you equaled him out.
Okay. So we have finished Act 1.
Have we?
We
Don't
have.
we have more dice on the table?
We do, but that is for Act 2. There are 8 dice
Interesting.
left.
It
So
was going to go fairly well for people.
That'll go okay.
now
We have at least 2 more murders to go through.
we roll the dice that are in front of us. Ignore your red dice, so only roll your black dice and your white dice.
6 is probably excellent. It's the best thing ever.
I rolled a 2.
Okay, I
black.
have. So Cotton's the only one with a white die, so Cotton is going to influence the tilt table. My 2 5s cancel out, so I have a 4. Pondo, you have a 6. AP also has a 4. Okay, so Pondo, you and Cotton are going to determine the tilt. So I am going to roll all of these dice that are in the middle. Okay, so we've got 3 4s, 2 5s, 2 1s, and a 3. So if you look in the main set here, this deck here,
Okay.
there is the tilt table.
So we need to search it?
Yeah, you'll have to search it for the 2. It'll be there'll be two pages that come up with the tilt table. So each one of you get to pick, so you're going to use 4 dice. Each one of you get to pick 2 elements for the tilt. You'll get to each one of you get to define an element, and each one of you get to specify the other person's element. So I'm going to pull 2 note cards out here. The tilt is what makes everything more fucked up for part 2. So keep that in mind as you 2 pick the 2 tilt elements. So your options for the main choices are mayhem, tragedy, innocence, guilt, paranoia, and failure.
I'm confused. Which dice are we using? Like the ones down here?
You don't.
Yeah, the ones that are in the center there. So you've got 2 5s, 3 4s, a 3, and 2 1s. So Pondo, I'll let you go first. You can pick. You had the higher number. You can pick the first tilt element. There's no 2s, so you can't pick tragedy, but you can pick any other.
Right. I'm gonna pick 3.
Innocence. Okay.
Cotton, you get to pick the other one.
I kind of wanted to pick a neighbor wandering in because I thought it'd be funny, but there's no 2s. Do we use all of just the white dice or the red ones and the black ones too?
The red ones and the black ones as well.
Okay.
So you've
So
got a 1,
you get
a 1, a 5, and a 4.
you need to pick another top level one, and then Pondo will resolve it,
gotcha.
and you resolve Pondo's.
I got what you mean now. We have 1, 4, and 5. I'll go with guilt.
Okay.
Pondo, 1, 4, 5, and innocence. Oh boy, I could see an interesting one.
So a visit from the unofficial, perhaps unofficial authorities.
Which one are you
someone
doing?
Panics.
No,
Oh, no, I'm just reading through the options here.
Oh right, you're doing guilt. Yes.
Yeah. Greed leads to killing. Someone panics. And then a showdown.
Is there a 6 here?
there's not a 6.
Oh no, yeah, no, never mind. I feel like someone panicking.
I agree that I think that's the most interesting one.
And obviously, there's already someone already panicking.
I think he's on the verge of panicking. He's like right
Yeah,
there.
well, now we just determined that it's almost 100% going to be him going, oh my god! The killings are real! Cotton, you get to pick the nature of innocence. 1,
Well,
4,
I think
5.
the funniest one is Love Rears Its Ugly Head.
Yes, that's what I thought you were going to pick. Normies are going to go explode before the end of this. Did we want to stop here for the night and pick it up next week with the story of Davies, Dean, Luna, and Tara? Or do we want to try to push through and finish it tonight? We've been playing for a while.
I mean, I think it's better to just push through because we don't have.
Okay.
How much more do we have left?
It's 4 more rounds, or each
2
one
more?
of us get 2 more scenes.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm also fine with pushing through.
Okay. All right, let's move all the tilt dice back into the middle. And, I'm seeing a lot of white dice there on the table, so that's a good news for most of us.
Yeah, there's still a couple murders left.
Some of us. Oh yeah, and Dean, you have this object right now because I gave it to you in the scene.
Yeah, so it still has a chance to go missing.
Yes, it does.
Man, you did it in the wrong order.
Or did I do it in the right?
No, you did it in the right order. Okay, these aren't going to go away.
Because I want it to go missing later, right when you need it. Look, don't worry about putting them back. It's gonna be fine. Glimo, you're up, correct?
I am up.
For Act 2. So the difference now, Cotton, is that when you get a die here, that's your die, period, end of story. You don't give it away to somebody.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
And, metagaming it to for the ending. If you want your character to do well at the end of it, you want dice of all the same color, or at least more dice of one color than the other. If you get a split decision, it will be really bad for your character in the aftermath. Okay, I am going to establish so I feel like before Tara came in and saw, or before in the last scene that I was in with Luna and Dean, Davey got up and ran out in a little bit of a panic before, or no, he was pissed. He was like in tears, pissed that nothing is real this weekend. He thought, he ran into this girl that he thought he liked, and she thought maybe she liked him, and then first she blew him off, and now she is acting like she's never known him. He has no idea that she's got a twin. He found 2 dead bodies, and now they're not dead bodies. he doesn't know like what is real or what, and he of course ran off right before he would have heard Luna mention her sister, so he has has missed the clue, has absolutely no idea that they're twins, and that one of them isn't a colossal tsundere. And so he has missed all of this, and he comes, running out of the main cabin, goes off into the woods and
Oh, this will go well.
Gets himself together for a little bit.
Are you lost in the woods?
You know what?
Are you really gonna play Someone Panics and Lost in the Woods at the same time? This is amazing.
I was actually gonna save that for second round, but you know what? Let's start off strong.
Okay.
Yes, I am panicking out in the woods, and I feel like Dean and Tara this is when they're exchanging the key. So either I'm running into
the killer.
All right, here's what I think happens. Davy runs off into the woods, and just like last night, trips over a dead body. and is just like is just like, this isn't fucking funny anymore, and kicks the guy square in the ribs, and the guy doesn't move, doesn't moan, doesn't get up, and he's like, come on, you bastard,
give us a zoom in. Who is it?
Get up. And he and the body flips over at this point, and it's a kid from the camp. It's a big big burly like football player, and he's been he's got his throat cut, and Davy like completely flips his shit, runs back to the camp screaming, oh my god, 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 and runs into Luna, actual Luna. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
What's wrong?
There's a body in the woods, and it's real this time. It's not. It's
that thing they were doing.
No. He's completely hyperventilating. And so,
I think she like pulls out like a bag and offers it to him.
No. This time it's real, and it's. I know this guy. He went to my high school, and his name's Steve, and I kicked him, and he's trust me, he's really dead this time. I can show you where he is.
Where is he?
So I take Luna into the woods.
She refuses to go into the woods with you. She like goes up to it and then she'll stop.
Really, it's in there. I can find him again.
You seem nice, kind of, but you knew my name even though I don't know you, and you saying someone got murdered in the woods, and you want me to follow you into these woods, and I don't know you, so I don't think I should follow you into there.
Look, Luna, I don't really understand what's going on. I don't understand why you're pretending that we've never met when we spent all
Guys,
this time together, but
we haven't met.
but you've got to believe me. This
I'm not going into the woods with you alone. We're getting somebody else to go with us.
Oh boy. Wow, what a great setup for Dean. Holy shit.
I'd say a great setup for Tara.
I seem to have.
I mean, Dean is the next
a new
scene.
black
Oh,
die.
no, you got a red die. We gave you
Oh,
a
I got a red
for
die.
sure. Oh, we
Okay.
gave you a red die when you found that dead body. I mean, come
Okay.
on now.
Okay.
Come on, son. Come on, son.
You did kill somebody, all right?
I was okay. Cool. That's my scene.
Dean, what do you want to do? Resolve or set the stage? Establish resolve.
Resolve needs to have like another player in it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll tell you who that is.
Okay.
Because we're the ones that write that story for you.
I think I'm going to establish that Dean is going to go pretty much out where I almost want to say like the radio tower is.
Sure. Yeah. No, yeah.
And,
like
so-
Firewatch. Yeah.
Yeah, and essentially just to make sure, check out, say, to see like, okay, is there actually a way to get in contact with like sheriffs or the police, like to make sure that the lines haven't been cut there or tampered with in some way.
Who do you encounter there?
Ooh. I want to say he encounters actually the killer in the midst of stabbing the radio control guy.
You guys mind if I play the killer?
I was gonna say I feel like the killer. I thought we decided the killer was gonna be one of us. So you see the killer.
Oh, okay.
No,
We see the silhouette, but we don't know which character it is.
No, it doesn't have to be one of us, but it will be obvious based on the plot, right? And I have a pretty good idea based on what's been happening so far of who the killer is.
Um,
Do you guys mind if I play the killer, or does one of you want to do it? Cotton?
No, go for it.
Go ahead.
I want to see what you got. I have an idea who the killer could be too, and I'm hoping we're on the same
I also have an
page.
idea, but
Well, Pondo, you're the one setting the stage, so why don't you tell us what you think the killer looks like if you want to?
I was thinking it's going to be ironically Chip.
The killer is Chip?
Yes.
Very well. Certainly. So
What
Chip
were you
turns
going for, AP?
Chip. It was gonna be Davy's mom.
oh,
Davy's mom. I was thinking Chip from Established.
That's a fun
Thinking
Friday
Davy's
the
mom
13th
would
split.
also be a good
No,
one.
I mean
thinking
we've
it was
established
me.
now Chip may not be the overall killer, but he's definitely killing this guy. So Chip flicks the knife and lets this guy down slowly as he reaches up to, and he says, "Hey there, Dean. How's it going? Welcome to camp, buddy."
Chip.
Yeah, look, this is just some practice. The knife's not real. See? He's just some blood pack. He's just acting. So he starts walking towards you. The knife is held point down, kind of behind his back style. And he's just like, "Hey, listen, buddy, I don't think we've gotten an opportunity to talk so much." He holds his left hand out towards you. "I'm Chip. That there, that's Michael."
Hi, Michael. Can you still talk?
As
think
you're
he says
getting,
as he's
as you're
backing
getting
out.
closer and closer, Chip stops and turns, and you can see that the knife is rubbery and fake. Michael's just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'm good."
Okay.
Chip slaps you on the back and goes, "Look, Dean, what are you so afraid of? Come on, it's not like there'd be a real killer out here, would there?" "Hey, you want a cigarette?"
No, I'm good.
"Oh, okay. Say, I lost my keys last night. The master key.
I'll keep an eye out for them.
All right, buddy. Say, what do you need that radio tower for?
I was just checking to make sure. It seems like the phone lines got busted up.
Oh no, that was just part of the acting last night. I'm sure they're fine now.
Okay.
All right, you go on ahead now, bud.
Okay. Kind of walks away slowly, almost like a look over his back of his shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, when you look back, Chip is staring at you weirdly.
Yeah.
You guys give him a white die?
Yeah, we gave him a white guy.
That's good. Cotton.
Howdy.
We still don't know who the killer is.
I don't know what I want to do for a scene.
Well, is there a die type that you want to grab?
I want a white die. I want it to be happy.
Then you can just say you want to resolve a happy scene and we'll get there for you.
I'll resolve a slightly happy scene.
Sure. Anyone got any ideas? I want to throw this out. Dean,
Yeah.
love rears its ugly head. Luna.
That'll work.
All right, I'll set the stage here.
You set up the stage.
You
recommend it.
It is Luna and Dean out on a boat, on a, like one of those aluminum boats, middle of the day. The weather is perfect. There's like I don't want to say it's like blossoms, but those seeds that have the fans that fall down, they're like falling all around you. The lake is private. It's just the two of you out on the lake with fishing poles. We could see that there's like a dossier next to you, Dean, that says like 1 hour lake time. You will be assigned a camper to escort.
Okay.
There we go. And just a final piece, you guys are sitting back to back, so you don't have to look at each other.
I think that's what would have been recommended too.
No, just a reminder, the scene has to end well.
Yeah.
Go.
So, your sister tried to have me beat up Davey,
Who's Davey?
the guy that you tried to calm down.
Oh yeah, that guy's a bit creepy.
He's all right. He's just having a rough time.
He knew my name, my first and my last name, and I've never met him before.
Maybe not you, but someone that looks like you.
With the same name as me?
Maybe not the same name, but someone that you know.
No, he knew my name. He called me Luna Woodward.
Maybe someone was using your name.
Tara thinks he got it from a counselor or looked it up or was some kind of creepy stalker. Apparently he did the same to her.
Then need I remind you that she was trying to get me to beat him up, even though he's a pretty cool guy.
She told me to stay away from him because he's creepy and possibly a stalker.
He does not seem like the stalker type.
But he did know my first and last name, and I've never met him before in my life. He's convinced we've known each other for like 5 years and that I hang out at a 7-Eleven.
I don't know. This is probably something that you should talk to your sister about.
Yeah. Why are you in charge of the fishing?
Required. Still need gas. How's school?
It's fine.
Ah,
Why are you hanging out with a guy like Davy? Isn't he not cool enough to fit your image?
seemed pretty cool to me. It was a guy just hitchhiking. I picked him up. He wanted to be brought here. I brought him here. You know what? He's at least someone that could use some molding, I should say. Learn the free life a little bit. This is not the best start, but maybe when he gets out of here, you show him a thing or two.
Just a reminder, the scene has to end
Yes.
well. It doesn't have to have
So-
romance, but it has to end well. And so
Yeah.
far, it's not.
So, many new guys as of late?
Oh, wow. That was
No.
the most teenager move I've ever heard.
Oh. Babe like you, I figured you already found a couple.
No, whenever I find a guy, it turns out that I'm not cool enough for him.
Sounds like some dweebs.
It was you that said it.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's fine.
Cool gust of wind.
This is a little awkward, isn't it?
A fish bites
A little bit.
on her line. And she's not strong enough to hold it.
Does that actually happen?
Yes. Look,
Oh,
we're all
okay.
scene directors here.
I think Dean notices she's about to be pulled out, and he goes to help him with his strong arms.
Wrapped around it from behind like Ghost?
Obviously.
All right.
She probably turns a little red when he does it.
There we go.
Feel like I had to really work to make that one happen, but we got there.
I was trying to go for the awkward.
That's true. Setting it on the lake probably wasn't the best scene possible. But
Yeah. It was an awkward, like, you're stuck on a boat together.
oh yeah, no, I definitely wanted to have the awkward part. I just didn't realize it
you
would be that awkward. I'd like to resolve a black die scene, please.
Ah, I see. You're going for the power play.
Okay.
I have an idea that might go bad for you. Just if somebody else has a worse one,
Can't go murder
go for
bad.
it.
Just a reminder, can't go
No.
murder bad.
I was thinking Luna and Tara and Davy all in the same room.
You're right, that would be bad.
But if somebody else has another one,
No, that's perfect
No,
scenario.
I was gonna not have Davy be in there, but have the two of you talking about Davy. But I'm happy to tag
Set the
along.
scene
wanna
for me.
say-
Set the scene for me as I enter the room. Okay.
Let's meet in the middle. Let's have them talk at first, and then Davy enters, seeing the two.
sure.
Yes,
think-
that's it. That's it. The two of you are talking about Davy, and then he's gonna come in and realize there's two of you, and that's gonna be the bad resolve.
She has a massive makeup kit that she's powdering her nose with and vaingloriously looking into the mirror and going, "Oh my god, Luna. I mean, I heard that you were hanging out with your ex today. What do you even see in that guy? He's such a jerk."
Well, he was my camp counselor, and he's not all that bad all the time.
I mean,
we
I
were
wouldn't.
talking about that David guy. Did you actually try to get him beat up?
What? No, that's ridiculous. Did Dean tell you that?
Yeah, he said you tried to get him beat up.
Yeah. You're gonna believe Dean over your own sister, your own twin? Look
I'm
at
just
that
trying
guy.
to figure out what was going on.
Look, maybe Dean is just threatened a little bit by Davy.
Threatened?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, seems like maybe Davy's into you. Maybe Dean doesn't like that.
You think Dean's jealous?
Yeah. Wow, are you smiling when you say that?
Yes.
She turns toward you and says, "Oh my God, you still like him." Oh.
No, I just thought it was funny that he...
She holds the mirror
get
up to
over
your
me.
face so you can see your own face. Do you hear that? Who's coming into our cabin? Go away, losers. It's girls only.
So, Davey kind of, knocks on the door, bump, 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 and then like kind of pushes it and goes, Luna, I wanted to talk.
Didn't you hear it? I said no losers. This is girls only. You can't just open the door.
Mean.
And she turns and puts a hand on your hand, Luna, and says, "He just knocked on the door and then opened it immediately. What if we'd been changing? What a freak."
That is a little rude. You should probably wait until we answer it.
He, kind of pushes the door open.
I think someone outside accidentally bumps into David and just shoves all the rest away inside.
Yeah, that perfectly matches his personality, and so he like stumbles into the room and sees the two of you,
but they're both dressed exactly the same.
Right. And he's just like, but wait,
get out, loser.
Luna?
Get
What?
out.
And he just like turns around and storms off crying yet again.
Tara turns on her foot and is just like, why does that guy keep doing things with us? I'm telling you, I think he's stalking you. And I think Dean is jealous. All he's got, look, you need to avoid all these men, okay? I'm telling you.
Dean said Davey was cool, but he seems kind of panicky.
I can't believe that you are arguing with me right now about this. And then Tara storms out. Well, maybe you
shouldn't always tell me what to do.
I mean, yeah, Tara storms out. That's perfect. Absolutely. That is a bad ending. Wow, things are really falling apart here for Tara. She is juggling as quickly as she can, though.
I am going to take a bad resolve for myself.
No! What? Wow, no! Okay. All right. I guess we need to set a scene for you that ends badly. Your mom shows up.
Okay.
Because this lets me still keep your mom is the actual killer for when the killing actually happens. Because we have yet to actually kill anyone. But there is a red die on the table.
There is.
Does anyone want to play your mom? I'd be thrilled to, just to be clear here, but I don't know if anybody else is in it.
AP has a better headcanon of it, so I'll say chalk it up to AP.
All right, I'm going to tell you what happens. Your mom storms into camp and sees you like crying and freaking out, and she's just like, David McCoy, in front of everybody. What are you doing here? You ran away from home to come here? I hit some dumbass bike set on the side of the road just to make my way here, and here you are breaking. How did you even pay for this camp, David?
Mom, I'm sick of this, Mom. I needed a weekend by myself, away from you and away from Dad, and I just wanted to have one weekend before school started where I could.
She grabs your ear, your right ear, between her thumb and her index finger, and she says, "We are going to speak to the camp administrator immediately about this. I don't know who you scammed to get in here or what you've been doing, but I'm sure you've broken several laws. Also, I need to find whatever gentleman whose bike I hit."
You hit a bike?
Yes.
You hit Dean's bike? That's not cool, Mom.
Okay. You're coming with me right now, young man. I don't want to hear another word out of you this weekend. You are
Mom.
in so much trouble.
No, my
Just
love,
for this,
I'm
you're not
coming.
going to Princeton. You're going to some lesser school like Harvard.
I'm not coming with you. And at this point, he just like, he has this like one last moment of backbone, and which is going to, be his downfall, and pushes away from her, and again runs off into the woods.
Wow. We're doing that again, huh? All right, Dean. It's time for you to choose.
I would like to resolve a good die.
Okay.
Cotton Glimo, you got an idea for a good story for Dean? Doesn't seem like I'm gonna get the mom angle going here.
Yeah, I feel like that's not a good resolve. I was trying to think if there was something there, but I don't think there is. I think it's.
I'm more compelled with Chip.
I think it's.
You want to have a good scene with Chip and Dean?
No. If you were talking about
Oh,
the
you want
murderer.
Chip to really be the killer? Okay.
No, I was more. I don't know.
No, that's fine. Look, if you really want to make Chip the killer, there's that red die there. But let's talk about Pondo and a scene we can have for Dean that ends well.
He could finally get his gas for his bike.
But it won't end well because he got hit.
No. All right, I got you. All right, it's Chip. All right, so the scene takes place that afternoon. Chip is dragging your bike into the camp. You can see that it got dented, but Chip turns to you, Dean, and he goes, "Oh, hey, buddy. I heard some crazy lady, she's in with the camp administrator, been screaming at him for 2 hours, hit your bike, so I went ahead and got it. Look, you don't need to keep hanging around here. I've got some spare gas in my RV camper that I can lend to you."
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, you look like you're really lost around here. And honestly, I'm a little creeped out that you're hanging out with a bunch of underage girls. So let's just go get you some gas and get you on your way, bud. What do you say?
Well, you had me with one of those doesn't matter. I'll take the
I don't
gas.
set the schedules around here, bud.
Okay, well, you can blame whoever set the schedule.
The camp administrator.
There you go.
All right, friend, why don't you just come with me and we'll get this thing gassed up? Hey, listen, my cousin runs a body shop. If you want to just get this dent here out, I think he can put you down for maybe, a couple of bucks, get that run out here. Let me, He reaches into like a business card holder in his shorts pocket and hands you a business card and he says, yeah, just tell him that I sent you, old Chip.
Thanks, man.
But which one of those twins were you going for anyway? I mean, you know what they say. Which one? Does it really matter?
I'm going to ignore that you said that. And,
so you do have a preference.
I'm going to ignore that you said that. And
he's gassing up the motorcycle and he's just like, okay, all right. Well, look, I was just asking some friendly questions.
a little personal there.
You don't think we can get personal, buddy? We've known each other for all of the day.
Exactly.
We're
We've
camp
only known each
counselor
other
buddies now. That's a bond sealed in blood.
I've sealed nothing with blood.
Okay, we got you gassed up here.
Yeah, thank you.
You've been acting a little odd. All right, look,
so have you, but
just look, head back into the administration building, get changed back into your old clothes, and hey, have you seen the keys?
Sure. Yeah, I actually found them. I think he'll just go reach in his pocket and hand them over to Chip.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
And then I guess
Note that scene.
Yeah, Dean goes to the administration office.
All right, Cotton. Establish or resolve?
I just want to resolve a good scene. That sounds nice.
Dean getting on his bike.
Is that what you want to do?
I'm tossing it out there to the world. Certainly not the only nice scene. Blamo, Pondo, other ideas? Certainly open for other ideas.
I mean, it sounds good to me.
Either Dean getting on his bike or
Could always make up with her sister.
I was gonna say you could try to make up with your sister. Although I feel like that wouldn't be a good.
I think Tara's the one that's more upset as opposed to Luna, who doesn't really know what's going on.
Sure, but you're the one that said stop deciding everything for me. You could certainly
That's
do
true.
some. So, I mean, I vote for Dean. Glimo votes for Tara. Pondo, who do you vote for?
I'd say Dean.
Okay. There's a orange and purple colored sky as the sun dips beneath the pine tree lines here at Camp Murder. Dean is getting on his beautiful but slightly damaged bike, wearing his original clothing, but now he's also got dark sunglasses. He's just about to turn the key, get that thing started.
Are you leaving?
Yeah. Seems like everything is fine. It's not no murder.
You're the one who told me not to trust that.
Well, I spent a little bit more time than I wanted with Chip. Another one of those fake killing deals.
Also, it might be a bad time to mention it, but Davey tried to get me to follow him into the woods to see a real dead body. But I didn't trust that because you told me not to trust the situation.
I'm not sure. Davey, mine has been kind of tripped up a bit. You did kind of see two bodies that looked really realistic. And I think it'll be fine. He just needs to, probably take a walk by a lake. Do that sort of stuff.
Are you actually going to leave right now? You don't want to stay another night?
I figure you wouldn't want me to stay another night.
I mean, you're tolerable.
Tolerable.
If staying another night will cramp your style, I understand, but I wouldn't mind it.
All right. You want to go for a little ride first?
Sure. I think she's going to hop on the back of his bike.
Maybe get going.
Born to Be Wild starts playing over the camp radio as Chip finally flips on the generator in the radio tower as the two of you jet off into the sunset. Oh boy, we good with that?
Yep.
I would like to establish a murder scene. It's Tara.
I will say, in the original rules, the final die is Wild. Although
No. Listen, we have to have a murder here.
we do have to.
I'm
have
good. Listen, I'm
Okay.
good, brother. Here's the final scene. Tara is entering into the administrator's office, and she sees Davies with a knife standing over his dead mother and the dead administrator. Blood is dripping off of it.
Nice.
And she goes, "David, what's going on here? Well, sorry. I get to establish the scene, but you have to give me that die because it's the only one left. So at the end of the scene, this red die will be mine one way or another. David, what are you doing?
David turns around and like the panic is just completely gone, and he's just complete. He has had a complete psychotic break at this point, and he just turns around and looks at her and says, "You know, I thought that you were Luna all this time. I had no idea that there were two of you. I had no idea why you treated me like this."
She immediately starts running away. He just goes, Chip!
So David just, like stalker comm is like, coming after her. And I feel like, she, is screaming out for Chip and trips over oh, no, she's about to get away from him. And Chip is, out in the front, putting the finishing touches on the giant bonfire, and and Tara is like so focused on looking back to make sure Davy can't catch up with her that she runs right into Chip, and both of them go ass over tea kettle into the giant bonfire.
Wait. Before that happens,
Yeah.
I feel like that's something we should leave for the resolve dice.
Okay.
But
Sure.
her running into Chip at the bonfire and maybe they fall in certainly is a possibility.
Okay, yeah.
But at the very least, this is not going well for Tara.
I mean, the kill dice was the 2 bodies you already found,
Yes.
so that counts.
Yes.
Okay.
So with the right, I knew I would be safe in this scene because on the red die, you don't die, you discover a body, right?
True.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I like it. Okay. Now for the aftermath. Take the red dice and throw them back into the center. They do not count for this.
Oh, okay. I was worried because that means I have a bad time.
So you roll all of the dice in front of you. You subtract the dice that you have the least of from the dice you have the more of. And then you will look up your result on the aftermath table. So for me, I've got 3 black dice and 1 white dice, so I will roll them all and subtract the total of the 3 black dice, take the total of my white dice away from it, and that will give me what I'm at.
A 17.
Most likely. Ooh, black 2.
17?
Well, I got 2 6s and a 5.
Wow. Remember when Glimo was like, no one can ever win?
Yes, you get fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh,
How do we find
wow,
out what
Glimo.
happens?
Holy shit.
Black 2.
I have white 4, so I just have a bitter.
Glimo, I mean, it literally talks about being burned somewhere in yours.
Yes.
So,
And what do you get? You've got
So,
black 6.
I've got, it's pathetic.
Here's I think what happens is
So here's how we do so first off you figure out what your ending is, what the thing is, and then the way I usually do it is that you do a montage. So each one of your dice is something that is a scene in your character's montage, and black ones are bad and white ones are good. So my aftermath is brutal. Wounds that will never heal. For starters, stuff sawed off, blown off, or burned off on your way to grand, ignominious failure. Kiss whatever you care about goodbye. You may die, but you may not.
what is APs?
Pathetic. You'll suffer. Oh dear God, will you suffer? And everyone will know of your malfeasance, your stupidity, your lack of common sense and decency. You're probably going to be locked up too.
Pondo, what do you have? You've got white 4.
White Force, I have a bitter. You know what it's like to be utterly crushed and casually brought low, forced to eat your own words and stand mute and tireless before your enemies. They gloat and you are helpless.
And
I
Cotton,
got a resolve to start with here.
and Cotton, you've got
Fan-effing-tastic. It's fat times ahead, safe and secure, that thing that would make your life better. Oh, you got it. Absolutely. And then some, and then some more. Enjoy it.
I got something if we want to kick this party off.
oh sure.
Yeah,
I
for
was
my
going to
first.
kick it off since I've got the most dice, but because once you're out of dice, your story's done.
Oh yes, no, don't worry.
Okay.
I want my story to be over quickly before someone ruins it for me. It's already going to be very bad. It's a television set, 1980s television set. It's got the TV antennas on top, and it's got that 320p resolution, low colors, and it's Tara at a trial where she's testifying, and she's just like, yeah, like maybe I lied to him, but he's a freak. He's a psycho freak, and that doesn't have. I didn't do anything. Okay, I didn't do anything. Just because I told him a different name, it doesn't mean that I'm responsible for the people that he killed. Okay, all right, okay.
So
See, I'd like to make a suggestion for Gleemos for Davy. I want to say, like, as Tara actually runs into Chip has a large knife stabbed right through his chest on the opposite end, and as she bumps into Chip out of sheer panic, she knocks him and Chip and David into the bonfire. So Davy does not die; he just becomes mortally wounded.
So
I burned.
Oh no, Davy's definitely not gonna get off easy as easy as
No,
dying.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my my one white die. This is Davy coming out of the cabin and seeing Tara and Chip on the ground this is flashing back, from AP's scene. This is going back to the camp, and this is Davy coming up with a knife and seeing the two of them, knocked down on the ground in front of the campfire, and he's smiling. Next.
I got another one.
Okay.
This is that we're following that same scene. It is Tara. Like, Davy lunges for Tara, and she's on the ground, and she judo rolls him into the fire, and he goes through the bonfire and out the far end. But now he's not dead, but he's on fire. And then we cut to the future where she is being jailed for kids jail, right? Like for criminal assault and negligence and all sorts of other crimes. Like, she's being blamed for her part in this. She's just like, no, he was attacking me. I didn't have anything to do with this. I didn't have anything to do with it. The judge is like, you're sentenced to 1 year of juvenile detention.
Nice. Okay. This is Davy coming out of the fire, completely on fire. His clothes have caught on fire. He's trying to get up and chase after Tara and Chip, but his clothes are burning at this point. Go ahead, Pondo or Cotton. Montage.
How could mine be bitter? I think the only thing I can think of is that
I mean, you wanted to prove that you were a cool, tough guy. this whole time. And
Yeah,
then you
and
weren't here when the
essentially-
action goes down, and Chip ends up taking all the credit.
In that he's actually like turned a new leaf, and I think Luna actually starts to gloat to him about it.
But things end bitter
And,
for you.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really end up the situation. Yeah. So I think
Maybe
essentially-
it's you watch her walk away with a better guy than you. That would play towards her positive ending as well.
What is her positive ending? Maybe that'd be.
Well, she's got a lot of them, so they're whatever she wants it to be.
Yes. So do I need to go next?
Anybody can go.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make my bitter.
I might have an idea.
Okay.
What if you go to try and apprehend Davy?
Yeah,
when
you
we
guys
get
can come back like right at this point.
Right
as-
at this point, you try to go get Davy, and you can't get him, but I can. I don't know how, but
Well, let's resolve his failure to get Davy first. And then we can do a scene of you
So-
heroically subduing the psychopath.
So I think it's like once Davy gets back with Luna, he sees Davy standing back up after being singed and burned from the fire going through it, getting ready to go back towards Tara and Chip. I think he attempts to go charging after to be the big hero. Trips over a rock, rolls right in front of Davy, who is about to actually just stab Dean because he believes that he's going to try to stop him from getting his justice.
Okay, so is this your bad? This must be your bad resolve here.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. All right. Then this is Davy thinking that Dean is here to stop him, and then seeing Dean go ass over tea kettle, and him getting ready to stab Dean in the chest, and then a big piece of wood falls off the bonfire, hits him in his arm, breaks his arm, and he drops the knife.
I had another idea, by the way.
Okay.
That big piece of wood could be Luna standing behind him with a big stick she found on the ground.
Oh,
Just smack
perfect.
him in the head real quick.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, that's a good white die for you. And that's real fast.
Yep. Okay. Pondo, you want to use one of your whites?
Still have to be bitter and end up terribly. So
Well, the bitter thing would be this guy who he thought it was his friend the whole time, has been talking up the whole time, was actually the killer.
Yeah, I think once David looks up and sees resolve and Dean looks to see resolve in Davy's face, he kind of just like, man, is my word even that good? And
Chip stands up next to you, brushing himself off, and goes, "Don't worry, buddy. I'm your friend. You did pretty good there, trying to keep him from killing people. Say, can you go get that rope over there so we can tie this boy up?"
Dean would begrudgingly get the rope.
Wow.
Knowing
Can't
that
believe
everything-
that you got outshone by your ex-girlfriend. That's got to be tough, bro. But hey, you did a good job.
Thanks, bro.
I'll let you guys resolve. I'm gonna go last.
I'm trying to keep it positive but bitter, and that's a tough needle to loop.
It really is. It's like
A bitter could also be like part of it was bad, part of it was good.
That's called bittersweet, and that's not what that
I
says.
didn't die.
Is it not bittersweet?
Nope.
Just bitter.
Just
You know what
bitter?
it's like to be utterly crushed, casually brought low, forced to eat your wounds, and stand mute and powerless before your enemies. They gloat and
He
you are
did
helpless.
do that.
Yes.
He did stand powerless in front of his enemy.
And then Chip mocked him for it.
I don't know what else Luna could do that was super good.
Look,
Unless
you
in
have
the
an
future-
infinite. You can define anything for the rest of your life as fantastic. It doesn't have to do anything with what just happened at this camp.
Well, then in the future, she's on the interview about, being a hero for saving the rest of the camp.
Boom. That's it. That's another white die for you.
The last one in. I think the last little bit for Dean is that he's going to give up his life of being the freeform cool guy and get a nice desk job in a boring insurance company.
Oh my god, that actually is embittering while also being positive. He goes to work at his dad's company.
Yeah. Who's an insurance claim adjuster.
It's too real.
There you go.
It's like Stranger Things up in here.
I think flashing back to after the police arrive and they're apprehending everybody going on or checking out the dead bodies. I think Luna's gonna go up to Dean and try to get a kiss out of him. The romantic end of the movie scene kiss.
I mean, look, it's your white die. You get to tell us what happens.
You do what you want.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Do you dip him, right? Instead of him dipping you, you dip him.
So
Are there any more dice, or does Gleemo get to
Davey,
destroy his final bad one?
my final bad one. This is Davey in an insane asylum, in a straitjacket, in a padded room, and the camera, is pushed in tight on him and then starts pulling out, and you can see that the camera's looking in through this tiny barred window and looking at him, and he's just rocking back and forth and saying, I had to get even with every one of those motherfuckers. I had to get even with every one of those motherfuckers.
Good
I
callback.
had to get even with every one of those motherfuckers. That's where we leave poor Davy.
That's a good time.
Thank you for one hell of a horrific fiasco.
I was really hoping I would end up better than this. Whoever took that last black die from me was destruction.
It was Gleemo.
It was indeed Gleemo. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, the poker chips. I really thought I was gonna be the killer at the about my second scene in, and then everybody kept pushing all the bodies away that it wasn't real. I was like, oh well, I guess I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I did.
That was really just me pushing the bodies away because I thought it was funny.
I was like, I'm really not sure how this need to get even with everybody is actually gonna happen. But
Player characters, I thought it would be either Davy or Tara. Davy, because he kept running into the bodies, and Tara, because she was never seen with any of the killers or the bodies.
You thought it
I
was
was
me?
legitimately trying
I'm your
to,
sister. Wow,
You were also the only one that had like a big secret plan.
I know. And it was a great secret plan, and it almost worked. Actually, I really feel like her plan did work. She managed to keep her sister away from both Davy and Dean. In the end, she did a little bit of jail time for maybe driving a guy criminally insane. And that follows her for the rest of her life, but she kept her sister safe. All those fucking
Did
weirdos.
she keep her away from Dean? Who knows?
I don't know. I think she ended up with Dean. That's what I was hinting at the end of the movie kiss.
Sure, but it's a different Dean.
That's true. It's a sad,
reformed
bitter
Dean.
Dean.
Yeah. Now
So not
that
as
is a
cool
Dean
Dean.
that Tara can get behind.
That's a Dean that probably has PTSD and does not want to live the free life anymore because it gets people murdered.
I was gonna say, this is the Dean that Tara can approve of because now he's domestic. Con, you want to flip the table? Now that there's a billion things on it. There we go.
Nice.
I like the slow motion movement of all the because there's so many entities that it's just all slow moving.
That's it for us, friends. Let's do some outros. I feel like I really ham-handedly guided this episode, so I apologize for that. But I also really wanted Davy's mom to be the killer super badly. I absolutely wanted to make that a thing, despite my every attempt. Didn't work out.
I really thought it was going to happen.
It seemed for a time like it would. Every single time somebody was up for Chip, I was like, actually, it's a fake murder.
Honestly, that's why I took the black dog at the end instead of the red dog, because I thought you really wanted to make Davy's mom the killer. So I thought that she was gonna that was gonna be my bad resolve, was that she was gonna kill me.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have been able to roll on the tilt table.
Oh, you can still roll aftermath. You can still do aftermath if you're dead.
How though?
You do it in flashbacks.
Oh, come on. That's pre-aftermath.
Or he gets
Yeah,
stabbed and
or
he
you're
survived it somehow, you know?
All right. That's not what I went with.
It's fine. It was fun. It was a great time.
Let's go ahead and do your outro, Glimo. Our
I'm
killer.
Glimo. I play horror games on my channel. I'm going to be playing Cyberpunk on AP's channel. Hopefully both of these shows are still running by the time this airs. I'm really happy that we played Fiasco tonight. I have been jonesing for playing this game again for a while. It's been a couple of years since I've played, so thanks all for indulging me and for having me back yet again on Board Game Cults.
Glad to be finally able to play this game.
Yeah.
I won.
I'm not sure that they're... Well, all right. Technically, you did win. Absolutely.
I've been on a losing streak in Board Game Call. I'm happy to win. This was fun. I thought I was gonna die horribly.
I'll buy that.
I was almost tempted to have a scene where they find one of the twins dead, but they didn't know which one it was.
Next time.
Pondo, what do you got?
I am Pondo or Pondothemad. You can catch me on YouTube or Twitch /Pondothemad, or you can catch me here on Saturday nights where we'll be playing Broke Trader. Thursday nights at the moment we do not know. Or you can come Sunday nights where I have my own show. It's a 5-week installment game called Hunters of Alvern. It's set in my own setting. So there's that.
Very well.
It was a fun night. I don't know if I could consider a win. I didn't die. I got positive-ish.
It literally says bitter and bad.
It's
just because the dice were white doesn't mean it was good.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, not being dead is fine. Getting a stable career and job,
yeah, look,
seems fine.
But he's going to be bitter for the rest of his life, and that's great.
Yeah. No, could have been me at the interview.
Shouldn't have tripped.
Ooh, yeah. Wow. You know, speaking of people who don't trip when they're faced with danger, let's talk to Cotton.
That's a lie.
I'm Cotton. I doodle and stuff. I'm on a couple of AP shows on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, and Sunday at Pondothemad's just a game.
That Pondothemad right there?
That Pondothemad.
Okay, just making
right
sure.
here.
Ooh, wow, they didn't get to see that, but I did. It was weird.
I heard that one day when I was trying to be sneaky with his drink, I was still on camera. I stuck it through the carton.
Yeah.
I thought I was out of his camera view.
No, it was weird.
I'm so sorry. I can't like come in because if I walk into the room, you can see me on his camera. So I was trying to stay behind the curtain, but he's got his camera set up in a bad spot.
Okay. You got anything else going on?
Nope.
Friends, we have once again offered the soul of a board game to the unnamed horror, which we bind. I know I forgot to do that bit at the front, but I didn't know how long this game was going to run, and the answer is long. I thought it was only like an hour and a half to 2 hours. It ran long and was very murderous. Thank you to all my friends for coming out here and putting up with my shenanigans where I was like, turns out there wasn't really a body. Oh, it was the best. That was, listen, out of all the storylines, the love storyline, the Davey going insane storyline, the fact that Chip constantly seemed to be the murderer and then never really was my favorite storyline. He's just a weird guy. That's it. We'll see you next time for Board Game Cult.